Great to have your company from the MCG of the Bush on first semi-final Sunday. And great to have your company wherever you are tuning in right across the globe. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the MCG of the Bush. Thanks to Bill Tilley, who's supporting Benambra and backing local sport in this region. My name's Gus McLeod, joined in commentary by a man who I think he's the second person who camped here overnight. Robbie McKinlay. Big Mac, good afternoon to you.
I did, Gus, and good afternoon to you and to all our viewers and listeners, however you might be going about it, wherever you are in the world. And I did, Gussie. Scoot had the commentary position. I had the timekeeper's box next door, and it was quite a comfortable night after we'd had a few drinks just post-match.
Another man who he's building a mansion out the back here of, I suppose, tents and camper trailers, and he's about to change the address on his licence to Sandy Creek. Scott William Fraser. Hello, Scooter.
Almost, boys, because, geez, what a ripping day we've got. Yesterday was so cold, I nearly froze the tip of my nose off down in my little dugout, but we're up for a ripper today. After some royalty in the box yesterday, we had the great man, our former commentary captain Simon Corr, came in for a flying visit. Love the way the place is set up, so hopefully we can do it justice again, boys, and it's a really good game.
Did a lap of honour.
Simon Corr.
He ran a lap of honour at half-time, didn't he, in the reserves game?
How was his 2AY jacket from 15 years ago?
Oh, of course
I think he used it to get in the gate.
Actually, I've got mine here.
David Wink's going to be on the Mac Jack Shed stat sheet. Hello, David.
Hello, Gussie. Hello, fellas. It's a cracking game. Yesterday we had Kiwa flex their muscle, but I reckon we're in for a real tight one today between these two sides.
Robbie, over to you. You were here yesterday for the game, and it was a bit of a boil over in the end.
Yeah, it was. It didn't start that way, Gussie. Barnawaffa put the first 20 points of the game on, and I was just watching back a little bit of it last night. In fact, Brad Del Bosco, when they were leading 3-1, 19-0, had a reasonable snap from about 30 metres out, and Brad, by the way, was fantastic for Barnawaffa, and he just missed. That had gone through, it would have been 25-0. But after that point in there, they never panicked, Kiwa Sandy Creek. They then put the next 5 goals on the game. Barney got a late one just before quarter time, and that really, from that point on, as much as they tried and as hard as they tried, Barnawaffa, Kiwa Sandy Creek were just too good. And look, there's a lot of folks we spoke about their forward line and their on balls, but my goodness, when you got a defensive unit they had yesterday like that, they're going to be hard to beat, Winky.
Well, Barney only kicked 2 goals after quarter time. So
yeah, it did too.
After kicking the first 3 of the game and then that one late on the quarter time side, they only managed two more goals. And I thought Alex Daly's game was sensational on Oscar Wilding. Cam Evans played a really good game as well. And, when you got guys, Jack Demizio and Dylan Blazic who just played their role, and those 2 guys would walk into any team and be in the top handful of players, I would have thought. So that Kiwa side's going to take some beating, I think.
Yeah, throw in Hicks, a couple of others there for Kiwa that normally a really good game. Well, they played good games, but just such an even.
They're not the ones spoken about, are they?
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, Tristan Mann was a stick out for me yesterday. He's undermanned in the ruck for Barney, and he took full use of that. Jumped over the top of Peter Jeffries at every opportunity, and then at one point sold some candy and kicked it long, and he played a really good game. And whoever goes up against him in a couple of weeks' time in the grand final will have a pretty big job on their hands. Yeah,
they just didn't have anyone to help out. They were so short for a lot of the game early on. Little Tommy Johnson was playing on Guy Telford.
Yeah.
And Scoot, it was such a mismatch. And Guy Telford he kicked 6 goals, 1, and you spoke to him after the game. And, I was talking to someone earlier on this morning. They made a really good point. I think Telly went up to the Upper Murray. Was it for 2 years or the 1?
I think just the 1.
Just the 1.
Yeah.
And someone said it's almost like a bit of rehab. He can go up there. Doesn't have to get knocked around as much. And he can freshen the body up a little bit, not playing as much footy, but you're still playing a bit of football. And obviously, when Bullio and Cudgewar play each other, and congratulations to Bullio yesterday going back-to-back, they still get a good contest. So he's still in the game, and he's come back out here, and he's so fit. He looks great, and I reckon, it was a really good point, I thought. So, he's still got Tallangatta League footy in him.
Yeah, I spoke to Telly at the start of the year and just said, why have you come back? And he said, I feel bloody fantastic. playing 3 weeks, having a week off, and only having the 12 games for the year last year at Cudgewar, it just really helps. Really helped him, just regain that little bit of, that residual fitness, which sounds weird where you play 3 and have one off, but just those niggly injuries where you sort of get that extended break, and he clunked some marks yesterday, which were just fantastic. And can't even, you're not allowed to chop arms anymore, but there's no way you would have chopped his arms yesterday anyway. But and 6 goals won. He was only 5 points off beating Barney himself.
He's as fit as I've ever seen him. Like he's always been a big, bustly full forward, and big and strong. But his leads yesterday, like you're not going to stop him if he's up and about. That's you got Connor Newnham sitting in one, but Guy Telford's a bloody good 1A.
Or he had, in between when Connor Newnham kicked his 100th goal at the 16-minute mark of the second quarter, either side of that, Guy Telford kicked 2 goals. So he had 4 in that patch as well. And, and while there was a lot of focus on Connor early on, it became pretty evident and clear that Guy Telford had a bit of a day out because they just could not man him up, Scoot.
No. It's going to be tough in a couple of weeks. Whoever he meets, whether it's someone from Barnawartha or Chiltern or Thurgoona.
And Winky, I thought Will Pritchard did a really good job on Connor. Connor kicked 2 goals, 4. Probably could have been maybe 4 goals too, maybe. But I thought Connor had a really good game, but he was in the game. But Will Pritchard, for me, was very impressive. But some concerns after the game. He left the ground late. He had a lot of ice on it. He was limping on his knee, so I just hope everything's okay there.
Yeah, right. I didn't pick up on that yesterday, but his game on Mark Doolan last week was exceptional as well. But I had Connor down for, I think I had him down for 8 or 9 touches. You said he kicked the 2 goals, 4, so he probably takes that. I mean, he could have kicked 6. If he kicks 3 or 4, you probably go, it's probably 50-50. But Will Pritchard's come on as a player since I last saw him a couple of years ago. His last 2 weeks have been really, really exceptional. Was it his left knee? Because funny you say that. At numerous points yesterday when I saw him pushing back into the goal square, I noticed a bit of a limp, but it was just there the whole day. So maybe he took something into the game. But I tell you what, he had a very good defensive game. But
that makes sense.
Maybe he's carrying in and gets the week.
He wouldn't be that old either, Will, would he? He's a bit of a baby face about him.
Early 20s.
Yeah. Thought. And you just look at Kiwa there. I thought and we've been watching him for bloody decades out here at Sandy Creek come finals. Jason Bartell, I thought his game yesterday was just great. He found a new niche. He looks to be playing more half forward, perhaps, Scoot.
Yeah, look, anywhere between the goals and the centre, he just gets space. You can be right on him at one point, and then you look around and he's 15 metres away. His speed, and I don't want to be rude, but he must be mid-30s.
Yeah.
Probably getting.
Got to be.
No offence, Jace, but good to see. Like he's still got speed, he's still got poise, and he knows where the goals are.
Another one who went up to the Upper Murray for a year and has come back to the Tallangatta League playing really good footy.
Oh, exactly right. And and you talk about the 2 Daly boys. So Cooper with a bit of a role, it's like a bit of a small forward, can go on ball a bit. Alex Daly down back. And then the other 2 brothers in the side, the one Jack and Alex McDonald. The improvement in their game is quite extraordinary.
Yeah, their strength. Sometimes you look at Alex and he's a little bit. He doesn't look as big as he plays. Very, very good, very versatile. Those 2.
Gents, here thanks to Bill Tilley, which we turn our attention to today's game.
Yeah.
Because we are about 6 minutes away from the bounce of the ball. Scoop, before we do so, the Magoos are done. What's the latest?
Yeah, chill. They've just changed that.
Who won?
They got you.
Barnawartha 12-3-75 have beaten Rutherglen 6-6-42. So Barney boys go on to play Yakandanda in the Magoos next Saturday.
Thurgoona are running on to the MCG of the Bush Sandy Creek, and I can confirm there is one change to their named team on Play HQ. Out of the side, Matt Howard. He was facing a fitness test this morning. Hunter Balfour was named. He won't take the field. So Sonny Hines, number 12, will play for Thurgoona today. So the change from last week's game, out of the side, Matt Howard with that hamstring injury, failed the fitness test this morning, and Sonny Hines comes into the lineup. Whilst the Swans, one change from their loss last week to Barnawatha. Out of the side is Braden O'Hara with that hamstring injury, and Jack Gray returns after a 15-week suspension. 5-week suspension.
Jeez, I've got to say, I missed something there.
Life ban.
Life ban. So just put me a bit of mayo on that one, and he'll be wearing jumper number 15 this afternoon. Will Jack Gray. Apologies to Jack there. And Scoot, not to throw you under the bus real quickly, mate, but it looks like we'll be partaking in a minute's silence here to honour the police men who sadly lost their lives in the Pawnpunka tragedy earlier in the week.
That's right. We've done it in between the 17s and reserves, and now the reserves and seniors. It's been done yesterday and today, and on the netball court as well.
We'll rejoin you after the moment's silence here on TDFL Live. A great way to pay tribute to the tragic loss of 2 police members, and we send our thoughts and prayers to everyone affected by the tragedy at Pawnpunka earlier in the week, and pay our respects to all servicemen and women that go to work each day to make our lives and our society a better place. Let's get ready to rock and roll for some footy at the MCG of the Bush. Scotty Scooter Fraser's making his way down to boundary level, thanks to JJ's Waste and Recycling. David Dawson-Wink, he's going to be on the Mac Jack Shed stat sheet. Who's on the agenda today, Winky? Who are we keeping tabs on?
Yeah, so for the Chiltern Swans, we'll go the skipper Benny Mason, Brad Hibberson, Benny Gould, who I thought had a really good game last week, Theon Gleeson, Finn Lappin and Benny Jones. And then for Thurgoona, we'll go Tyson Eder, Tommy Rake, Charlie Williams, Link Hardy, Cody Howard and Benny Ralph.
And some team numbers that we're keeping tabs on, Winky.
Yeah, so we go take the centre clearances, free kicks, inside 50s, marks inside 50 and intercept marks, Gussie.
Very, very good. Scotty Scooter Fraser's boundary side, thanks to JJ's Waste and Recycling. What's it like at ground level, Scooter?
Beautiful, boys. No breeze to speak of. The surface is fantastic. Really come along from that 30 or 40 mil of rain from Wednesday through to Friday morning or Friday afternoon, and bit of cloud cover, but the sun's out at the moment. No excuses. Should be some really good free-flowing footy today, and hopefully we get to see a lot of goals.
What's the wind situation like, Scoot? It's been, I suppose, a little bit blustery across the last few days. We know we had a strong breeze to the left of your screen, the Lockhart's Gap Road end last week. Is that going to come into effect this afternoon?
Oh, compared to yesterday's wind that was absolutely chilling heading to that end, there's absolutely nothing today. Look, if anything, there might be a slight bruise build up, but if you look over my head towards the Duns Twin City Cranes flags, not moving a whimper at all. So we'll see what happens with the coin toss and who, if someone can get any sort of advantage in the first quarter.
David Wink on the Mac Jack Shed stat sheet. How much of a loss is Matt Howard going to be this afternoon? Obviously, we know he's a barometer. We know he's an enforcer for the Thurgoona Football Club, and he did his hamstring late in the game last week. How much of an out is that for the Doggies?
Well, it's a huge out, Gus. He's obviously an integral part of their engine room, but he's out there at the moment getting around all the Thurgoona players, so he's still a part of it, and they'd love to have him in the middle and running around doing his thing, but I reckon we'll probably see him play a bit of a role, and wouldn't surprise me if he talks to the midfielders and stuff like that at the breaks and as they come off the bench.
Robbie, a really important day for Chiltern today. They've been inside the top three and thereabouts all year. They're one of the most consistent sides across the last 4 or 5 years in the TDFL, and they got their backs against the wall this afternoon. I reckon a lot of people are tipping Thurgoona to start as favourites, but I reckon the Swans have still got a few more punches left in them.
Yeah, I think Chiltern play the best footy when they do have their backs against the wall, Gus. That's been proven. That's why a couple of times they've come from the elimination final, including a premiership. So they have got that ability to do it, and it's sort of part of a bit of a fabric part of the club. So a lot of clubs have it, and they certainly do have it, and they're going to have to call upon it today. Where I think their improvement today will need to come from, looking across their side last week, players like probably Dion Gleeson, Mark Doolan, Kyle McGee, Ned Quinn, Ashton Brooks, they need to do a little bit more, Winky. They were all down a bit last week. If they can find a bit more, it's going to lift them significantly. So, yeah, they are right in this. I said before last week's game, it is so close. It is very hard to call the winner of this one.
Yeah, I think with Braden O'Hara and Mitch Hemming missing, it's going to brings it right back. But then the out of Matt Howard, probably balances out again. But yeah, I think you're spot on, Robbie. Ashton Brooks, Mark Doolan, Adam Pryor probably had down games last week. Like Doolan was very well held, and Ashton Brooks was one that it looked like he was carrying a bit of an injury. He missed the week before that game against Rutherglen, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes. He's obviously playing today, so he's obviously pulled up okay, but it'll be interesting to see those guys who probably had a little bit off. I thought Dion Gleeson was terrific last week, but he probably played a bit of a lone soldier down there at times in the back defence for Chiltern.
For JJ's Waste and Recycling, the toss has been one and done. Scooter's about 2 minutes ago. You might have forgotten.
No, just umpire Clinton Harvey said, "How long we got?" I said, "It's right on 2:15, mate. We should have the ball in the air."
Yeah, we're ready to rock and roll. We are ready to rock and roll. Hey, Scoot, we might get you going and have a quick chat. Is that D-Mac there next to you? It is.
It is indeed.
He's in the zone.
I tell you who else.
We might have just missed him. I'll
tell you who else is here today. We gave it a bit of a pre-boost yesterday. The Peacock.
The Peacock.
Saul McEwen is here, and if you're watching the live stream, he's on the far side as the boundary umpire at the moment.
Let's see if Logs, if you can zoom into the boundary umpire who's near the entrance on the far side of the ground. If you can go and get a quick little zoom in of that Logan Cartwright. He is our favourite boundary umpire. He's Luke Francis' favourite boundary umpire. As you mentioned, Robbie, his official name is Saul McEwen, but we call him the Peacock here on TDFL Live.
He not only has got the blue out today, he's actually got a ponytail at the back.
He certainly does. Righto, let's get a tip from Scooter Fraser for JJ's Waste and Recycling. Who wins and how much by it?
I just think Chiltern's class that is on the bench or not available today really is going to hit them. I think the Doggies might win a close one.
Yeah, I'm with you, Scooter. I think Thurgoona win this one by 15 points.
Extra time.
I'm going to go with the Swans in the epic. Thurgoona versus Chiltern, the loser. It's off to Mad Monday, and the winner will take on Barney next week. Here's Robbie McKinlay.
Hardy got the first tap. Charlie Williams paddled towards Gibbons. Gibbons slung down. Oh, Pat Wall and Gibbons are into it early here. The free kick's going to go the way of Pat Wall for Chiltern. Just a bit overzealous there was Gibbo. Drives it down the line, flying high over the top there. Benny Gould was able to get hold of it. Handball backwards, clean to Mason. Doolan met the ball, was intercepted though. Hurried kick off, half backwards, good for Thurgoona. But there he is again, he's chipping. He's been very active so far. Jeremy Luff takes a good mark, true centre wing. Drives the ball to half forward, kicks a good one. And it's marked by Ned Quinn. offloads a handball to Finn Lappin. Thought about the handball over the tack. Drove it long. Prize in a good position. Howard, we've seen that fist before, ladies and gentlemen. And he punches another one out over the boundary line. That is a flashback to 7 days ago, that defensive punch by Cody Howard.
Yeah, the last punch last Sunday and the first one this week, boys. Just as effective both times.
The voice of Scooter Fraser for JJ's Waste and Recycling as we're deep into attack here. For Chiltern, I should say. Here's Cody Howard breaking across half-back. He wants to take a bounce and look for a second. He's run an awful long way. Bounce in the nick of time. Taken about 50 metres via foot, and his kick was a mongrel punt. Gleeson at centre half-back for the Swans. Sweat up on by Rake. Miller hacks it forward into the path of Ralph. Now back to Miller. Kev Garricky's going to kick the opener. Dream start for the Dogs. 92 goals in 2025 for Kev Garricky, and Thurgoona have their first within 90 seconds on the Jappo Donks time clock.
We saw yesterday, boys, that will to keep the ball going forward inside 50, and it was a perfect example by the Thurgoona boys there. Yeah, got to give it to Cody Howard. Might have been a bit of a mongrel kick, but at least he had an inside 50, and they've capitalised.
Well, there we go. We saw a centurion yesterday here, Winky, with Connor Noonan bringing up the ton halfway for the second. If Thurgoona could win today and get through to the preliminary final, Kev Garricky is a massive chance to bring up the 100. He's got 8 to go now. Off to a flyer. Hardy, beautiful palm to Neander. Runs inside forward 50, drives it long. Chance here for Miller. Can't keep it in. Back in his day, he might have got around there and pivoted and swiveled. And there's a bit happening. Gibbons and Pat Wall have clashed again after that initial bounce. So there's a bit of feel in this game. There's a good vibe here at Sandy Creek this afternoon. Everyone's up and about. Ball comes back into play. Inside forward 50 for Thurgoona. Williams knocked off the ball fairly. It was hard, it was rugged, it was tough. Here's Gibbons. He's tackled, thrown to the ground. Free kick, incorrect disposal. And again, they're going to go at it. Geez, Gibbo's a bit fiery today. Scooter Fraser, boundary side.
He certainly is. That's a couple of times he's given Ben Mason a what for, so he's here for a reason.
And mate, notice Barney got under Ben Mason's skin last week, and they got a response, so it's clearly a set play from the Dogs. As Thurgoona send it out wide to Lappin on the scoreboard wing. Got tackled as he went to kick, and it's a high up and under. It goes towards the half-back line. Hardy troubles one back, trying to find a teammate in Williams. Dispossessed. Now Mason. Well, in fact, it was Jones, I should say, onto McWilliams. And he's got it for the Swans. Wants to kick inside 50. Uncontested mark has been taken. They're going to come inboard, and Brooks. Brooks got it from Quinn. And he'll go back and have a set shot. Scoot, I'm going to say 35 metres out.
Yeah, no breeze at all to speak of. So set it up on that right goal post with his little bit of right to left kick that he does. Should put it through the middle.
So here's Brooks for the Swans, looking to respond and draw level. Right foot kick. And he's to the right-hand side. It's a point. So Chiltern, they're on the Commercial Club scoreboard for the first time with a minus score. Thurgoona lead 1 straight 6. The Swans 1 behind. We've played 4 minutes for Elders Rural.
Neander brings the ball back in. They get it quickly to half-back. They're going to move the ball quickly. Charlie Williams, one slip through his hands there. Chasing hard was Shannon, and he's knocked it out over the boundary line. Scoot already down boundary side for JJ's Waste and Recycling. The ruck work of Lincoln Hardy, absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, and he'll go all day, boys. We'll probably see him cramp later because he just covers so much ground.
Well, he's up against McWilliam here. He wins another tap to advantage. Ball comes out the back to Charlie Williams. Kicks it, tumbles it. Luke Daly was off the mark quickly. Marked, played on, kicked it nicely, found Benny Gould, thought about the inside handball. Gray runs on the left-hand side. Great kick by Gould. Brilliant kick by Gould. And he finds Ashton Brooks, 55 out. Goes short. And he misses the target. Off the foot, there is Jaden Steinke. He miscued it a little bit. It's going to open up a chance for Shannon. He's under a lot of pressure, Gussie. It's boundary side. Chiltern might get out of this.
Yeah, they are. It's going to be Lappin to receive the ball from Quinn. So Lappin's worked a long way up the ground for a centre half back, and he's going to pump the Swans into attack. High up and under. Wrestle. It's McGee. But it's going to go to the Dogs. Scooter Fraser, talk us through that.
Yeah, Adam Pryor just disposed of him behind the ball.
Down the line, trying to find Rake. Boundary line's going to win out here. seeing it across was James Kennedy. And I tell you what, Scoot, James Kennedy, he was a late inclusion last week and he's held his spot. He was superb.
Yeah, Robbie and I looked into him, and we'll talk about him a little bit. Very, very successful history that James Kennedy has, and I don't know why he hasn't played as more senior games for the Doggies this year.
I'm hearing he comes from good stock, Robert.
Yeah, Colin Gully, 5-time premiership player, if you don't mind, in the RFL.
Inside 50 go the Swans. It come via Hibberson. And now the ball spills out towards the boundary line once again. Well, the boundary throw in, and we might get some Mac Jack Shed stats from David Wink.
Well, Finn Lappin and Brad Hibberson 3 apiece for the Chiltern Swans, while Thurgoona Charlie Williams has had the 2 early touches.
In it goes. Good attacking position here. Over the back, McGee tapped it cleverly towards Bodie Hibberson. They might get out of this, Thurgoona. Rake was good with his hands. Gee, it's hot in there at the moment. It's tight. Hardy. Whistle. Free kick. Held without it. And Thurgoona will relieve off half back. They've got Neander wide. Bodie Hibberson stands the mark. They haven't got a lot of options at the moment. Nothing tall down the line, so they'll come inboard. It's a risky kick, but it's worth it. Oh, it goes over the head of Hardy. Here is Hibberson. Brad got it back to McWilliam. Drives it inside forward 50. From behind, Neander was good. Howard's hands were sensational. Got it back to Neander. Good kick too. He finds James Kennedy. We just spoke about him. On the wing, comes inboard. Good hands. Tommy Rake. Held strong there. He's under a lot of pressure there from Brad Hibberson. Rake in the middle of the ground. There's space here. They're going to be able to go. McAllister, driving kick, inside forward 50. Garricky. Well, he's been paid. It could
50.
be 50. No, he's just told him to come back. Oh. Geez, robbed a couple of yards off him. Garricky drives it inside forward 50. Miller is there.
Tommy, they just stuck on the tip of your tongue, Big Mac.
Toddy Miller, and the boundary beat him, and it's going to be a boundary throw in. Thurgoona leads 6 to Chiltern's 1. We've gone 7.5 minutes on the Jappo Donks time clock, and we're doing it for Elders Rural.
Give me your best, David Wink, for Mac Jack Sheds.
Tyson Neander, 4 disposals in a quick little period for Thurgoona.
McWilliams won the tap. It's at ground level in dispute here. Both sides searching for a whistle, and they find it. We'll ball it up 40 metres out from Doggy's goal.
Good beat to this game, Gussie.
Yeah, it's hot early. And the Doggies fans are vocal right below us. Williams head over the ball for the Dogs, tries to break away. Miller went the left foot toe poke, got tackled by Gray. Ball's in dispute at ground level. Gould head over the football, trying to find a teammate out the back. That was Wall. Now Luff on the non-preferred. High up and under into the hole. Gibbons looking horns with Jones. At ground level, spills out. Sorensen's there, breaks away over the top, and he's got Mason. Mason wants to break away. Got a good block from Jones. Attacks the corridor. But Cody Howard come through and impacted. Gave a big don't argue to the coach in Hibberson. Hibbo's got the cracks. In towards Neander. Neander inside 50. Garricky through the mitts. Out the backs Miller. Breaks away and finds the right. Todd snaps on goal. Rakes all alone at the back. Uncontested mark. Scooter Fraser for JJ's waist.
Yeah, what a setup by Cody Howard there, and get the ball in.
Rake plays on, hit the stick. Caught them napping, minor score. Thurgoona moved to 7, Chiltern 1, Scooter Fraser, JJ's waist.
Very rare for Rakey to miss one like that, so he probably should have just bided his time and gone back and slotted it.
Tell you what, lads, we only had 1 goal in this first 9 minutes, but it is
this
red
is a final.
hot.
This is a final.
This is great footy we're watching here. So Flynn Lappin off half back. He kicked. He's overcooked it. McAllister might have been paid that. Did he get one high? He sits over the ball, and it won't be balled up yet. It's going to come out. Chance here for Benny Ralph. Got a handball. Oh, McAllister's knockover was clever. Back to Ralph. Ralph drives the ball, rakes at the back position here. He needs a good bounce. He won't get it. Off hands, through for a minor score. Thurgoona lead 8-1.
Scooter Fraser for JJ's waist. Is Tom Rake playing forward?
Yeah, starting out of the square, mate. And at the moment, he's got Pat Wall following him around every step that he takes.
So it's going to be Lappin kicking in from full back. Thurgoona lead 1-8. Chiltern 1 behind. We've played 10 for Jappo Donks, and Lappin's going to kick long down the scoreboard side. Good contest from Garricky, but he might need a bit of grip. He's dropped a couple of dollies today, Kev. Hands back on the Sharon, on the non-preferred. Goes down the line. Big contest and big collision. Daly was there. Bit slow to get up is Gibbons. Scooter will track his progress. Now Neander, don't argue, on the right to the top of the square. Lappin come off his man. Got his head taken by Rake. It was fair and clean. Jones drove Rake into the deck, and he did so illegally. Free kick to Tom Rake for a push in the back, and I can't help but think Ben Jones is a little bit stiff there, Scoot.
Yeah, certainly, mate. But it was there. He went forward, but just over the other side of the ground, Zach Gibbons is gingerly getting up. Lukey Daly must have seen him getting into Ben Mason a couple of times, so he's a little bit of fair and square payback.
So this one's a lot easier for Tom Rake. The captain of the Dogs, 20 metres out, directly in front of the Pony Club end. He strikes this one truly, but I reckon I put the Mozzer on him. He's kicked two behinds, Tom Rake, and in a big final like this, that could be a crucial blow. Thurgoona 139, Chiltern 1 behind on the Commercial Club Albury scoreboard. We'll go to David Wink for some Mac Jack Sheds.
Yeah, Tommy Rake looking very dangerous inside that forward 50, already up to the 4 disposals and had 2 shots on goal.
Good to see Lappin back up into it after just getting a heavy bump. Bodie Hibberson marks. Kicking came from Daly. Chipping kick. Gray. He's got a heap of room and space here for Chiltern. Great smother. Fantastic smother there by Ewan Hampton. Turns the ball over momentarily. Coming through was Sorensen. Got a handball to Gray. Gray's kick. It finds a bit of penetration. Lappin flies with the flight. How about that? Lincoln Hardy says, I want to take a boundary throw in. So he smashes it with the fist out over the boundary line. And it will be thrown in not far from you, Scotty Fraser, for JJ's Waste and Recycling.
Just a little bit further round, but I think the ball went to the netball court, boys. That was Cade Surrey-like, the big golden fist punching the ball there.
We'll chase some Matura Albury netball scores this afternoon. I know Chiltern have just won the C grade and the B grade's underway. Get Robbie McKinlay to do some of his best. He's a multitasker. Here's Ralph, saves a bit of candy. Now finds the right boot, makes good connection in the Garricky direction, who marks out in front. Gray's got a mismatch. Kev plays on. Absolute shocker off the boot, but it could be a chaos ball. It's inside 50 and happy to see it out of bounds. Is Pat Wall for the Chiltern Swans. We've got David Wink for some Mac Jack Sheds.
Yeah, again, Tyson Anders, he's dominating already after having 27 touches last week. He's up to 6 early touches on the Mac Jack Shed stat sheet.
So 40 around from the Thurgoona goal. They've been bombarding it a bit over the last 5 minutes. Garricky, was he held without it? No, play-ons are called. Lappin, head over the footy was good. Back to Wall, back to Lappin. Smother there was excellent by Osman. And again, it'll be the same result. Tommy Rake takes Lappin out over the boundary line, and good to see those two just give each other a bit of a pat on the back. There was a bit of a bump there a couple of minutes ago. Nothing in it. And it spins back in. Good throw. Well read by Hardy. He put it to the front, which was mopped up by Luke Daly. Look away handball. Bodie Hibberson couldn't get it, but he cleared a bit of a path for Benny Mason. Lincoln Hardy goes back after it. Step through one. Step through the second. Kick off the left's good. Gibbons marks. And then almost through one, but he sort of held it in the end. And he'll go back and have a set shot from 40 metres. And he handballs it back to Neander. Neander loads up from 50 metres and he's missed it to the near side. Minor score. 1-4-10 Thurgoona. They lead Chiltern 1 behind. And that is on the Commercial Club scoreboard. And on the Jappo Donks timesheet, we've got time clock. I'll be putting one of those in later.
Oh, there it is.
14 minutes gone, Gussie.
Jeez. I tell you what, you'll be going to have a couple of scones from the President's room.
Yes.
I hope you've catered for extra today, Scooter.
Yeah, well, the invoice from the TDFL to Robbie will be more than his time.
I missed it yesterday.
Here's Bodie Hibberson who kicks out wide. Sorensen's got a couple to beat. Jack Gray joins in the equation. Feeds it back to Sorensen who loops one over the top to the captain. Mason inboard, missed the intended target. Sorensen, the youngster's having a crack. Hampton got him in a tackle. Umpire said there was no prior and will ball the footy up. Around the grounds for Wade Smith Plumbing in the Ovens and Murray elimination final. Wanga had a lead 3-1-19 to North Albury 1-4-10 and James Pope is a laid out for the North Albury Hoppers. Here go Thurgoona, inside 50. Hardy got tackled quickly. Luff mops up, feeds the ball onto Gleeson. Gleeson goes long down the scoreboard side wing to a contest. Ball's in dispute via the Howard punch. Now it's in the hands of Gould. Gould up to half forward, one-on-one battle. Working hard is McGee. Brooks now joins in. In dispute, slap towards the boundary line. Rake's getting busy. Feeds one back to Howard. Howard's handball is a loopy one. Puts his teammate out of the pump, but Faulkner's up to the challenge.
He does the kick though, Gus. It's going to come straight back at him because he's got big numbers like Benny Mason's handball to Luke Daly. Put him under the pump a bit. Daly handballed it back to Mason. Mason gets a bit of room. Driving left foot kick towards McGee. Couldn't get it. Quinn the Eskimo worked it back to McGee. McGee drives it long. One-on-one. Pryor in the goal square. Brought the ball to ground. Good tackle there by Ashton Brooks. And it will be a ball up 20 metres out from the Chiltern goal. Thurgoona lead 10-1. We've almost gone 16 minutes on the Jappo Donks time clock. And here is a Gus McLeod for
Albury-Wodonga MG.
Beautiful, same as yesterday.
Steinking kicks out a defensive 50 for the Dogs. Now it's a one-on-one battle. Working hard, head over the football is Hampton. Sorensen's going after him. 45 and 48 doing battle. Ball goes out of bounds for a boundary throw as we go to Scooter for JJ's Waste and Recycling.
Perfectly weighted challenge there, both those two fellas. Probably about 55 kilos in the wet. But, geez, they've got some silky skills if they can get the ball in hand.
9-point lead to Thurgoona, but you just feel Chiltern are banging on the door for their first. In the hands now of a player in Jones. Jones to the top of the square. Gee, not his best kick. Out of bounds on the full. I can tell you right now, gents, I had a feel of the Sharon before the game, and it is brand new and it's a little bit slippery, which might explain a couple of the skill errors.
Kemp brings the ball back into play between half forward and centre wing. Chiltern now have got a chance. Bodie Hibberson, hurry kick. It's heading to the goal square. There's almost taken by Adam Pryor. Doolan was there, just needs to get control. He's been held. Free kick will go the way of Mark Doolan, who have a shot 15 out directly in front. There's a little bit of a fisticuff, or not a fisticuff, but a bit of argy-bargy going on in the pocket.
Gee.
Meanwhile, Doolan will go back and have a shot.
I tell you what, Scoot, if Robbie reckons that's a fisticuff, he wouldn't want to be at the Boomer on a Saturday night.
Little fracas, Robbie, just a little fracas.
I know what a fisticuff is up at Sandy Creek, boys, I can assure you. Back in the day, Doolan goes bang, straight through the guts. So Chiltern get there first. They bring the margin back to 3 points through Mark Doolan, a 1-1-7, Thurgoona 1-4-10, and David Wink for Mac Jack Stats. Can you tell us how these...
Little fracas, Robbie, just a little fracas.
I know what a fisticuff is up at Sandy Creek, boys, I can assure you.
Vandermeer looks to re-enter the field.
Jane Vandermeer on and Benny Jones off. He's up and about.
How many for Ben Jones today, Winky?
He's had 2 on the Mac Jack Shed stat sheet, Gussie.
Who's the leading disposal winner for each team as we wait for the Sharon to come back?
Finn Lappin and Tyson Leander have had 7 apiece.
Finn Lappin, of course, the big halfback.
We're having a bit of trouble getting the ball back, boys.
Yeah, okay. What's happening at ground level then, Scoot? What are you noticing? What's happening?
We'll be looking for a little red Toyota that has runs on the board of steel in the ball.
We do know
And
about
the
that.
emergency umpire's got another ball out, so we should get started very soon.
Men in green today, Adam Sasgool, Clint Harvey and Matt Hughes. Boundary umpires, Gus Benson, Bo McIntyre and Sol McEwen, a.k.a. the Peacock. Doing a great job officiating today with Ken Paul and Normie McClure waving the flags.
The Peacock will be doing the clubroom side in the second half, Gus.
So he'll be coming home in front of us just when we get a little bit more rowdy. We'll ball the footy up from a stoppage once again. So Thurgoona hold a 3-point lead here as we edge closer to 20 minutes for Jappo Donks, and that's on the Commercial Club scoreboard. McGee's entered the ruck for the red and white. Now the ball's in dispute. Poked forward, I should say, by Chiltern, but now it's mopped up by Hardy. Long down the line, Mason with the glove. Couldn't quite bring it in. Rake's hot on his heels, but Mason breaks away. McGee, the ruckman, has an option and he also has time, and he kicks the grass and says, Shannon, get on your bike, son. Tracking him in pursuit is Kennedy. Now the ball spills out the back. Trying to break away is Shannon once again. Brooks gets there late, but enters the equation as we head towards the boundary, and it's out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. David Wink, Mac Jack Sheds.
Yeah, Benny Mason getting busy too. He's up to 7 disposals on the Mac Jack Shed stat sheet, Gussie.
Chiltern have made a change, boys. Dion Gleeson's gone to Geraghty and Jack Gray's moved on to Toddy Miller.
There we go. Good spot up there, Scoot. Here goes Tommy Rake. Pace to burn. Off the left foot kick. Got a nice part of it too. Clever tap on by Charlie Williams. Put it in the pathway here to the advantage of Thurgoona. Miller couldn't get it. Geraghty does. Handball was excellent. back to Elias, handball over the top, bang! And Thurgoona get their second goal. It was beautiful transportation of footy, and it was Blair Osmond who turned it on here last week with 3 goals, gets his first for the afternoon, and Thurgoona are able to extend their lead to 16 points to 7, and we've gone 20 minutes on the...
Gary could get out and get a handball out.
Kev's had a couple of shockers off the boot, so he used the handball to great effect there. He's looked dangerous, and if he can tidy up those skills, he's going to be a handful for Down Gleeson.
Around the grounds, thanks to Wade Smith Plumbing, 19 to 11, early stage of the second term. Wangaratta lead North Albury. And the Peacock is getting the ball back to the middle, Scoot.
Yes, he's transporting the kangaroo skin. It's just the fellow animals getting involved there.
Oh, it's a nature reserve.
When's Father's Day? I don't reckon the dad jokes are needed just yet. We got a game on our hands. 16 plays 7. Thurgoona lead Chiltern. In the middle, it's Neander breaking away. Wants to find a handballing option, and he does so now. Thurgoona bring the ball up to half forward. Nice mark from Williams. He's played on. He's come off his line. Trying to go the spoil was Wall, but it goes inside 50. Gray was hesitant at ground level. Ralph had a fumble. Ball goes out of bounds for a boundary throwing deep in the pocket.
Beautiful movement by the doggies there out of the centre. Jaden Steinke running off the half back line and a ripping kick. And he had metres on Michael McWilliams there, so it was a pretty comfortable delivery.
Back into play. Elias won the tap for Thurgoona. Taken without the football was Cooper. Umpire said it was fair, and we'll ball it up once again. So 16 plays 7 here in the minor semi-final. The loser, they're off to the Union Hotel, and the winner, they'll take on Barney next week.
McGee got his hands on the footy, passed it to Daly under pressures, kicked it out of bounds to the full, and Benny Ralph is going to be the recipient of this free kick, and it's not a bad choice. He's a highly skilled operator, Scooter Fraser.
Yeah, I reckon this is probably about his distance.
Yep.
And the way he kicks. He does have a little bit of left to right as a right footer, though. So if he gets the distance and accuracy right.
See, good game from Benny Ralph last week. Just busy. He plays that high half forward, does a lot of running. Comes in now, kick on the way, and he's kept it to the near side. It was never going to come back. Minor score, so 2-5-17 Thurgoona. Chiltern 1-1-7, almost 23 minutes gone. First quarter action for Elders Rural. That's on the Jappo Donks time clock.
It certainly is, Robbie, and you can't help but think these points that Thurgoona are kicking may come back to bite them.
Daly brought it back in, and Lappin unable to take that one. Good pressure from Blair Osmond. A little backhander was nice with the footy. Back to Mason. Mason with a spiralling kick towards half forward. Stepping round was Hardy, and he stepped over the boundary line, and the Peacock is going to bring the ball back in. We'll go boundary side for JJ's Waste and Recycling. Scotty Fraser.
There's a lot happening in the forward line for Thurgoona there. Looks like Jeremy Luff's now gone to Adam Elias, so they're keeping an eye on it, the Chiltern boys.
Just keep tabs on Benny Jones's eye too, Scoot. He just had the trainer pour a bit of what looked a bit as fairy dust on it. As Thurgoona go inside 50. McGee set sail for home. Missing to the right-hand side for another minor score. So it hasn't been the greatest display of goal kicking here in the first term. Chiltern, they move to 1-2, and Thurgoona 2-5 for the Commercial Club. And bring the ball back into play at fullback for the Bulldogs.
So when it comes, kick's good too. And it finds Tyson Neander, who's had a lot of the footy. His stats for Mac Jack, please.
Up to 9
wow,
already, Robbie.
There we go. Elias takes up front position and takes a good grab. Dishes it off to Tommy Rake. Thumping kick. Miller's in a great spot here. Miller couldn't get it. Good work by Gray. Miller now just can't quite pick it up. Good defensive work there from Jack Gray. And we'll have a boundary throw in around about 50 metres from the Thurgoona goals. They lead 17-8. 24.5 minutes have ticked by. Great contest. Thurgoona with goals to Osmond and Gericke. Would love another one just before the break here. Here's a chance for him. Sonny Hines onto the ground. Impacts early. Kick looks good. Oh, I had a little bit too much on it for Charlie Williams. Couldn't quite bring it back in. Cooper was there working hard. Williams busted the tackle. Tommy Rake's going to beat at 8 of them. There that goes. Comes to ground. He did well. Miller, check side, dribbler. Ralph, can he trap it? Still paddles at the ball. Benny Ralph stays at the footy. He did pretty good work there, Benny Ralph. The ball's still alive. Hines' handball was good. Hardy, excellent. McAllister, what a goal! What a goal for persistence. They never let it up. And it was snapped beautifully in the end by McAllister. That is a real team lifter. Benny Ralph, take a bow. He did it all there. Thurgoona get their third goal and they stretch the margin now. Scotty Fraser, how about a bit of that?
Yeah, that forward pressure is just fantastic by Thurgoona. Just keep the ball rolling, keep it rolling. While you've got me, boys, I just had a quick chat to Benny Jones about his eye before he went back on. His words were, number 8 punched me fair in the eye.
For those playing along at home, number 8, you can work it out yourself. I won't throw under the bridge. David Wink.
Sorry, Cussy.
That's why I didn't say the name.
I hope the Peacock's not wearing number 8.
Back in the middle, 23-8. Thurgoona lead Chiltern. In the middle of the ground, on the left boot is Gould. Kicks up to half forward. Ball's in dispute here. And this is going to spill out of bounds for a boundary throw-in across half forward.
You see that centre ruck contest there, boys, where Michael McWilliams getting up to the line and getting underneath Hardy so he can't jump over the top.
And they're still opting to play Mick Williams as the prominent ruckman and McGee at centre half forward. They're trying to stretch the Gooners back 6. Good boundary throw-in back into play. Both ruckmen miss it. Rake mops up the crumbs on the half volley. Finds the right boot and now Neander's got it across half back. So Tyson Neander on the Mac Jack Shed stats. David Wink, this will be ringing up how many?
Number 10 for my man Tice.
Long down the line, big contest forming. Good mark taken. Out in front, I reckon it's the late inclusion in Hines. It's Sonny who kicks the Gooner into the Miller direction. Good double fist coming. Out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. And the way Thurgoona are moving the ball up and down this wing, Scooter Fraser, it's got a bit of spark about it.
Yeah, great mark by Sonny Hines there. Absolutely fantastic. The smallest bloke in a pack of 3 or 4 and got the ball inside 50.
Nice little inclusion. We saw last week's inclusion, James Kennedy dominate, and so young Sonny Hines. Good to see a Hines impacting at Sandy Creek. McWilliams.
Been a while.
Oh, he handballed to Benny Gould. He wasn't looking. Hit him fair in the back. Nice work here. Neander pumps it high. McAllister can't quite hold it. He'll get up quickly, though. Boundary line beats him. And it will be thrown in. Just 10 metres around from the behind post here for Thurgoona. They lead 23-8. We've gone almost 28 minutes on the Jappo Donks time clock.
So boundary throw-in. Deep into time on, deep into attack here for Thurgoona. Chiltern need to stand up on the eve of quarter time. McWilliams won the tap. McAllister left it behind. Gibbons now for the Dogs. Finds the right. Top of the goal square missing. And that won't trouble the scorers. Out of bounds on the full. So deep into time on here at Sandy Creek for the Commercial Club in Albury. 28 minutes gone and Thurgoona lead 3-5-23 to Chiltern 1-2-8 as Luff has it across half back for Chiltern. Long down the line. He's got Gould on a lead. Marks in front of Neander. And time isn't with the Chiltern Swans. They're going to have to roll the dice. Long raking lead from McGee.
Oh.
And it might be a 50. It is.
Yep.
It's going to be a 50. Scooter Fraser for JJ.
No, he's told him to stand.
Gee, he sort of had the
Might
arms
well have
go on
been.
the umpire.
Yeah.
There wasn't a 50 in it. It's a good call. Sliding forward here is Dion Gleeson. He's marked on the junction of the boundary line on the 50. And then this will take every bit of Dion's best.
Geez, he snuck forward without us knowing too, Gleeson. I don't know whether it's a permanent change or he's just run forward.
He's following Kev Gericky down there.
Gleeson on the right boot, top of the goal square. I reckon it's good. Union Hotel goal today from Dion Gleeson. It's just what the doctor ordered for the Swans. On the eve of quarter time, Chiltern kicked their second. They moved to 2-2. Thurgoona 3-5 on the Commercial Club scoreboard.
You noticed about the last 2 minutes, Kev Gericky's sort of playing behind the ball and Dion Gleeson's followed him up. So it looks like Kev's going back forward now and Dion's following him back down there.
Big start to Howlong out at in the Hume League, boys. 4 goals, 2 to Lockhart, 1 point.
Don't care.
Gee, there you go. So a massive upset there. Well, some think yesterday's good with CDHBU after beating Osborne the week before. get knocked over by Jindra. So there
Silly
we go.
top six.
Yeah, top six is an interesting one, isn't it?
Especially when third and fourth are going to
There
get
we
knocked
go.
out the same week.
There we go. Maybe they'll make some noise out there. Who knows? Here we go. Chiltern off half back. Brooks's hands were good to Gould. Luff's under pressure. He got out of it okay to McWilliams. Couple of left footers involved there. That's exactly what they needed. Doolan didn't get a good bounce. McGee did. Kicked in a hurry. He's got a chance here for Vandermeer. Sits under it. Howard from behind. No, Vandermeer takes a good grab. Excellent stuff there from Jaden Vandermeer. Goes short. Looks for Pryor and marks. Strong hands from Adam Pryor under pressure. He'll shoot from 35. Tight angle.
Gee, Fenton closed really well there, but he must have just missed the ball. He had a big reach to punch the ball, but Adam Pryor's taken a strong one.
There won't be many kicks after this one in this quarter, you would think. 30 and a half minutes have ticked over on the Jappo Donks time clock. Adam Pryor, 35 out, kick on the way. It won't quite get the journey. Tap to the front, brilliantly read by Howard. He'll go on a run here. He's had one bounce as Howard. Howard has his second bounce. Decides to run his full measure. Drives it long. Keep an eye on Osman! Oh, what a beauty! Great outdoors mark of the day. The kick went over Hardy's head. McWilliams ran onto it now. Pushes off. His handball's good to Luke Daly. Inside ball to Gould was excellent. Gould has a little bit of time to weigh up his options. Drives it long to half forward. Pryor couldn't mark it. Great work there by Fenton. Excellent teamwork off half back by the Doggies. They get out of trouble, Gus.
And there's 15 seconds to go. Gibbons, he's tracking this ball towards the boundary line. Gray got there late. Gibbons finds his feet. He goes backwards via hand. Now they kick up to half forward. The Dogs trying to find a mark. They've got it. And it's Fenton. 55 from home into the pocket. Neander! Under 10 seconds to go here before quarter time. And Tyson is going to have a set shot after the siren. What do you reckon, Scoot? You're backing him in?
I am under pressure. I think that's a good pocket. The flags aren't moving, boys, but there is a slight breeze moving from the commentary box to those goals. So if he sets it up just outside the right-hand goal post, it might just blow it back.
So Tyson Neander. This to give Thurgoona a 15-point margin at the first break. On the right boot, Tyson Neander. Can't quite steer it through. It's a minor score. So quarter time here at the MCG of the Bush. And this is an epic in the minor semi-final thanks to Elders Rural. Thurgoona lead at the first change, 3-6-24 to Chiltern, 2-2-14. For Wade Smith Plumbing and NZ Albury, it's the TDFL finals where you won't miss a thing.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Duns Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Duns Twin City. No jobs out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Duns Twin City Cranes.
Chanty, 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 Chanty. Chanty, that's the name to remember. Chanty Holdings are the pros for all the muckiest jobs. For cleaning and servicing septic tanks, treatment plants and grease traps, winery and trade waste, even cleaning car and truck washers. They've been doing it for over 50 years. From Albury to Beechworth, Corryong to Corowa, Wodonga to Yarrawonga, Wangaratta to Henty, and everywhere in between. When it comes to liquid waste, call Chanty. Chanty, Chanty, Chanty. Call 1-800-CHANTY.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks, or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla! For a local.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Duns Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Duns Twin City. No jobs out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Guns Twin City Cranes.
Finer embroidery is in the fabric of our community. Any logo on anything so your business can proudly present themselves well. Embroidery that adds that personal touch that doesn't break the bank. Join the Finer embroidery community today. Proudly supporting the TDFL.
The possibilities are endless with Peter Bowen Homes because we build it for you. Open the door to your new home with Peter Bowen Homes.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla! For a local.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Duns Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Duns Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Duns Twin City Cranes.
Welcome back to the MCG of the Bush. It is quarter time. Thurgoona 24 and Chiltern 14. So we go David Wink for some Mac Jack Sheds.
Yeah, some big numbers in that quarter from both sides. Benny Mason, he had 8 disposals. Brad Hibberson, 4. Benny Gould, 6. Dion Gleeson, 2. He's following Kev Gericke around. Finn Lappin, 7. And Penny Jones with 3. Tyson the end of the leading stack, getting on the ground with 12. Tommy Rake looked dangerous with 8. Charlie Williams with 7. Link Hardy and Cody Howard and Benny Ralph all with 5 apiece.
As we go to Scooter Fraser. I'm not sure if you got us yet, Scooter, for JJ's Waste and Recycling. What were the messages at quarter time? Scooter, as you whack the headphones back on, Thurgoona into a deep discussion with Dan McAllister.
Yeah, look, he's very proud of his charges. You know, we've had 3 goals, 6, and limited their moments. He's really proud of the moments that the doggies had taken, which is different to Brad Hibberson, basically saying that the dominance out of the centre clearances they need to get on top of, the Swannies. And Dan McAllister apologised to Kev Gericke. He said, I sent you down back just to clog a hole before the end of the game, end of the quarter, and unfortunately Gleeson got on the end of one. So that was a move to try and clog up the Chiltern forward line just prior to the end of the quarter.
Well, it was just clever from Dion Gleeson, I reckon. Most defenders will take a little while to catch onto that, Scoot, but Dion sensed the moment, got on his bike and made an impact.
He certainly did. Well, it pays to follow your man, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So around the grounds here on TDFL Live, thanks to NZ Albury and Wade Smith Plumbing. Tell you what, there is a boil over occurring in the ovens of Murray. Wangaratta lead 7-3-45 to North Albury, 1-5 halfway through the second quarter there. So North Albury could be in a little bit of trouble.
Wow.
Here at the MCG of the Bush. It is a 10-point lead at this stage to Thurgoona. I'll try and chase up an Atura Albury netball update. Of course, the B grade game is happening at the moment. Out the back, C reserve update. That's all I've got so far. 33-30. Kiwa have defeated Yak and Danda. I know that Chiltern have won the C grade and the B grade's in play at the moment.
And another one, Gus. We'll get back to that.
Well, you call the footy, mate, and I don't know where the second quarter sponsor's gone, but we're underway for the second term for McGregor Machinery.
There we go. So here comes Hibberson. Brad drives the ball. It'll go inside forward 50. Front position was McWilliams. Ball fell nicely to Quinn. Good work off half-back by Thurgoona was fantastic. Jack Muldoon was involved with the handball, was good to Faulkner. Faulkner's kick goes to a nest of Swans here at the moment. Bit of pepper on the kick. Oh, there was 2 Swans there, and it's gone to Osman. Now over the top, the rake. Momentarily fumbled it. Burnt lapping off for pace, which is not a bad effort. Miller will attack this ball hard. He does. He gathered. He ran through 2. He's parted the seas. He's driven it long, deep to the goal square. Minus score. So great work there by Toddy Miller. And he gets a minus score. So the opening score of the second quarter on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard sees Thurgoona extend their lead 3-7-25, Chiltern 2-2-14. And here is Gus McLeod for Albury-Wodonga MG.
And it's going to be Dion Gleeson at fullback, who kicks Chiltern up towards half-back in the wing position. Luff, second bite of the cherry. Good mark out in front. Great outdoors mark of the day as he plays on the left boot, long down the line. Trying to find Doolan, who's worked up the ground. And that goes out of bounds. And looks like Doolan's got the matchup of Jack Muldoon hot on his heel this afternoon. David Wink for Mac Jack.
It certainly does, Gussie. The back 6 matchups have been pretty effective for Thurgoona so far.
So boundary throw in, true centre wing scoreboard side. 90 seconds gone thanks to Japo Donks, and we're back into play. McAllister, handball missed the intended target. Neander got taken in a dual tackle. I reckon he might have been a little bit unlucky not to get a free kick there from Cooper. And we'll ball the footy up. In front of the Inspirations Paint scoreboard, which reads 25-14 for Thurgoona lead Chiltern.
Thanks, Gussie. There's Tommy Rake. He's working his way through traffic. He got a handball out. Lukey Daly spotted it, pumped it. And Cody Howard dropped the mark, ducked under a tackle. He might be in trouble now, Cody. There's a bit happening off the ball there too. Scoot, I'm sure you're all over that.
Yeah, Adam Elias and Luffy are just tangling a little bit every now and then.
Yeah, there we go. Nothing too bad in that. McWilliams handballed somehow. Got it out, kicked to Brad Hibberson. Has just missed to the left-hand side. Minor score. Chiltern 2-3-15. Thurgoona 3-7-25. And Scoot, before we go to Gussie McLeod, what are your thoughts on maybe Jeremy Luff going into the ruck?
Yeah, I was actually going to say that in the first quarter, but at the moment, with Elias resting at centre half forward, Luff probably needs to be down there.
I reckon Chiltern look most dangerous in their smalls or in their attacking line, so I'd like to see McGee go into the ruck.
Looks like he has.
Oh, dangerous turnover from Howard, and Brooks got there quickly. It was a low chiselling ball, and Brooks a little bit opportunistically pounced, and he did well to hang on to that one, Scooter.
Yeah, he did really well, Gussie. Actually, he's going to be a free kick's going to go to the goal square now because Michael McWilliams came in and he knocked Peter Faulkner over.
No,
other way
vice
around.
versa, Robbie.
Sorry, other way around. Sorry, yes, yep.
So this is going to be an instant goal to Brooks, and it's come from ill discipline and a poor turnover from Thurgoona. Chiltern, they kick their third here on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. They move to 3-3-21. Thurgoona 3-7-25, and we played 3.5 minutes for Japo Donks.
That just not necessary at all from Pete Faulkner there. Just a silly, undisciplined act, and he comes straight to the bench.
As he slinks into the bench, boys, nobody spoke to him. Head shaking. Not happy camp at the Thurgoona bench.
I reckon Tommy Drake told him to go to the bench too, out on the ground, Scoot.
Yeah.
Well, it was going to be a pretty easy shot on goal that has become an automatic one, and Thurgoona have only got themselves to blame for that goal, Robbie.
Well, I give all the credit to Ashton Brooks there because he read it. He read it superbly and he backed himself in and he got there because Cody Howard rarely makes mistakes. So, well done,
kicked it bloody
Brooks.
hard too.
He did too. Good inside handball. Now, Brad Hibberson's really starting to have an impact and he's going to run forward. Brooks thought about chipping it to him. Now he goes short. Kick's not a good one. Howard makes up for the previous mistake. Won a hard ball. Dished a handball back to Williams. Charlie Williams' kick was okay. It goes the way of Riley Kemp. Kemp's left foot kick. Finds the big fella in Adam Elias. Rolls around. Oh, good smother by Luff. Off half. The poor bugger. The ball got stuck between his legs and the cheeks of his butt.
He had 3 down there, Scooter.
He couldn't get it out, Gus. We're going to have a ball up, I think.
Yeah.
And that's appropriate that we have
tackle.
a ball up in this situation.
The man that had the ball when it was given the ball up was Jono's Jerky. Jono's Painting. Jono Painting.
Can we call him the jerky man? Is that going to be
Of course
appropriate?
we can.
Here's a go for Williams. Just throws on the boot and tries to gain some territory. One-on-one battle. Both were holding. Cooper appeals to the free kick. It's going to go the way of McAllister, Scoot.
Yeah, it was there. He was in front the whole time and probably had a jumper himself, but the umpire saw the Chiltern bloke's arm around him.
So it's going to be McAllister, who looks lively here. Inside forward 50, Luff uncontested. Elias wasn't in the picture, and he's going to intercept for Chiltern. Kick out wide, trying to find a teammate on the half volley. It's Luke Daly who's got the overlapping run of Cooper. Cooper down the line. Kick had too much on it, turned over, and Thurgoona chop out across centre wing.
Steinke's kick's a good one. Finds Charlie Williams right in front of the scoreboard. 3-7-25. Thurgoona, Chiltern 3-3-21. Kick had a fair bit on it. McWilliams couldn't quite hang on to that one. It spins out the back to Benny Gould. Quick hands to Jeremy Luff. Luff with an old mongrel fashion torpedo kick, but very effective. Inside handball by Doolan was good. Jake Cooper asked for Pryor to present. He does that with a beautifully weighted kick from Cooper. And Pryor will have a shot, 25 out, 45-degree angle. A chance to put Chiltern back in front.
For JJ's Waste and Recycling, Scooter Fraser.
Yeah, that errant kick inside that Charlie Williams did. Just let Chiltern get the ascendancy there. Jeremy Luff, quick onto the boot.
Pryor, kick on the way. He just froze his head back in anguish. It swung late. Minor score, 3-4-22. Thurgoona 3-7-25. It's on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Gus, the Japo Donks time clock, almost 7 minutes rolled over.
Scooter, that's the first time in 2 weeks we've seen Doolan and or Pryor have a lead in space.
Yeah, they must be shifting everybody up so they can have that space too. Just as we say that, the breeze is built up down that way too.
Going which way?
To the equestrian end.
So Chiltern's way, and it's a costly turnover here from Gould. Neander sets up on the ball and puts Gibbon in towards a bit of space. Gibbons runs to 60, chisels to Garricky, and Garricky had too much.
Get it back here.
For Gleeson. Garricky just wasn't alert to Gibbons' lead, and he's going to have to back his leg in from 55. Has he got the journey, Scooter?
I think he does.
Already kicked one today, Big Kev. The opening goal of the game. He's going to kick from 55 metres into the breeze. Needs to swing it back, and he can't quite do so. It's a minor score to Kev on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Thurgoona moved to 3-8, Chiltern 3-4. We've played 8 minutes for Japo Donks. And I think once again, we're going to wait for the Sharon to come back. So we get some Mac Jack sheds from David Wink.
4 inside 50s to 2 in this second term. Brad Hibberson up to 2 disposals in this quarter. Charlie Williams up to 3 and 10 for the match.
So Luke Daly brings it back in, and it's going to be marked there by Benny Jones at half-back for Chiltern. Kicks a good one, and he spots up Flynn Lappin at half-back. Far side of the ground, Eskdale's side of the ground, and Lappin comes back to Jones, who's about 20 metres out from his own goal. Short kick, finds Lappin. So Lappin's racking up a few nice little cheapies here at the moment. And here's another man involved. So it's been the Daly, Lappin and Jones show since the kick in. This kick has just got a little bit too much on it. Garricky read it well. Handball inside was okay. Big Jono painting there, did good. Quick kick by Muldoon, it's okay as well. Geez, there a chance to mount something here, Thurgoona. Kemp, he's going to go wide. He's going to find little Hines, and he'll take it inside forward 50. Kick, not a short enough one, and it's going to fall away at Jeremy Luff, who's been really good at half-back. Kick's going to be turned over, though, I think, Gus.
Oh, and Cody Howard, it just hit him in the shins and got a bad bounce. Ball's in dispute. Racking up the numbers here is Howard once again. Clean pick up. Handball missed Gibbons over the top, but he's going to get a good bounce. Brust aside, Jones. Tackled as he went to kick. It's a shallow entry. Clean bowl, Daly. Luff's under the pump. Daly set upon quickly by Rake. Umpire said there was no Pryor and will ball the footy up. 45 metres out from goal, and Scooter for JJ's Waste. D-Mac's getting hot because the 3 layers of jackets have come off.
Well, he didn't want that ball to go out to that far side on that entry, so he's a bit cranky.
Daly, quick kick. It's one-on-one. Painting did well. Jono's jerky. Get a bit of that injury. It goes all right. Painting goes back. Good tackle. Now it goes out. Through traffic, working hard. It looked like it was Benny Gould to Brad Hibberson. Got away from the tackle of Neander. Hibbo's kicks a long one. Pryor! Oh, it went through his hands. Fenton now chases it out towards the boundary line, and it will be thrown in 10 metres around from the Chiltern goal, the behind post. They trail by 4 points. 10 minutes have ticked over in the second quarter for McGregor Machinery on the Japodonks time clock, and the Peacock is about to hurl the Sharon back into play.
Yeah, get a nice close-up of this one, Logs. This is poetry in motion.
Not many around the ball, is there?
Oh, look at that from the Peacock. Just magnificent. Great palm down. Here's a shot on goal for Chiltern. Vandermeer snaps on the right. I thought McGee's ruck work was pretty good. Deserved a better finish. Another minor score. 3-5-23. The Chiltern Swans to Thurgoona 3-8-26 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. We've played 11 minutes, Scooter, and only had the one goal via Ashton Brooks at the 4-minute mark here of the second term as Fenton marks in the back pocket. And he wants to kick long down the line, Robbie, and it's going to be a dangerous one because Jones has marked 50 from home.
Yeah, I don't think he's got the journey, Gussie. Now he thought about handball to Kyle McGee. Now he goes short. Oh, good kick. He got it there somehow. He's found Brad Hibberson. It didn't have the perfect spin. It was only about 3 metres off the ground, but it found a way, and Brad Hibberson secured it superbly. And now he'll go back and shoot from 40 metres. He's had an enormous second quarter, in my opinion. Do the stats back that up, Winky?
Yeah, this will be his 4th disposal for the quarter and 8th for the match for the Chiltern's coach.
So Hibberson, chance to put the Swans back in front. Kicks it from 40. It's a beautiful kick. How about that? That is a sensational finish. He roars to his teammates. Come on, he says. It's a Union Hotel goal of the day. That's what you want from a leader. And Brad Hibberson delivers. Scotty Fraser, boundary side for JJ's Waste and Recycling.
Yeah, someone from the crowd stole my words. It never looked like missing. As soon as it made that flush noise off the boot, straight through the middle, and he's come off for a rest, as we say that.
He's having a good day. He's the coach, Brad Hibberson. What are his numbers once again on the Mac Jack Sheds?
8 disposals for the match so far, Gussie.
And he's kicked 1 goal, 1 here in the second term. For Inspirations Paint, Chiltern hit the lead for the first time today, 29-26. It comes at the 12.5-minute mark of the second term. McWilliams up to centre half forward directly from the clearance. Thurgoona, there under the pump. Nice tackle applied. Jones is getting busy for the Swans. Finds the right boot. Inside 50. Gould needs a good bounce. Howard's hot on his heels. Spills out the back. Vandermeer's lurking. Well done, Howard. Fenton's gone. Holding the ball. And Adam Pryor. You don't often see the big veteran get busy inside 50 tackling Scoot, but he's found a gear here with a shot on goal.
Seized the opportunity there, didn't he? Interesting though, boys, there's no such thing as knocked out in the tackle anymore. It's either you've got prior opportunity or you don't.
Nice insight there from you, Scoot.
Nice.
Here's Adam Pryor on the right boot. Swans kick 4 in a row. They extend the margin to 9 points for Inspirations Paints. Brooks, Hibberson and now Pryor all have goals in the second term.
We said last week that he was a little bit quiet, Adzi. Similar again today, but that should give him a bit of confidence going into the back half of this game.
Yeah, 4 on the trot. So the margin at one point had slipped out to 23-8. It was 15 points, the margin in favour of Thurgoona. That was at the 25-minute mark, so into time on that first quarter. And since that point in time, they have kicked goals through Gleeson, Brooks, Brad Hibberson and Adam Pryor to extend their lead out now to 9 points at the 14-minute mark of the second term for McGregor Machinery. Bodie Hibberson gets involved. Another ball inside forward 50. Cody Howard, a gutsy mark. A great outdoors mark of the day from Cody Howard. Jaden Stonky, his teammate, was the recipient of that knee in the back from that big leap. Rakes a penetrating kick. Charlie Williams couldn't quite hold on to a hot one. Here's a chance for Quinn the Eskimo. Gavin, Rake puts pressure on. It might be crucial, that pressure. Howard, clean bowled him, but Fenton was there. Handball over the top was okay to Blair Osman. Osman off the left foot. I reckon he kicked to space as much as anything, and he's got away with it. That is a beautifully, in rugby league terminology, that is a beautifully weighted kick for touch. It'll be thrown back in. Chiltern have got all the pressure on the Bulldogs here. They lead by 9 points.
A kick for touch, he reckons, Scooter Fraser for JJ's Waste.
It's a 40-20, isn't it?
Yeah, it would have been Scoot.
Boundary throw in, back into play. Nice ruck craft there from Hardy. They just tapped it out the back, but there was no dogs on the same page. Mason now sends Chiltern inside 50. Courageous mark from Ben Gould. Running back with the flight. Great outdoors mark of the day. And this would be Chiltern's 5th in a row if Ben Gould can salute from 40 metres out, Scooter.
Nice bit of courage by Gouldy going back with the flight, and then could possibly have been on the edge of a 50-metre penalty after getting knocked over, but umpire didn't see it.
So here's Gould. This would send the margin to 15 points. Here comes Ben Gould for 5 Chiltern goals in a row. Ben Gould loves it off the boot. Chiltern moved to 5-6, 41. Thurgoona 3-8, 26. And you just can't help but think the inaccurate goal kicking of Thurgoona is starting to come to fruition, David Wink.
Certainly is, Gussie. But in this second term alone, Chiltern have had 4 centre clearances to nothing. So they've had all 4 centre clearances and have asserted the dominance in the middle of the ground.
The only negative at the moment, Scoot, possibly for Chiltern is I noticed Mark Doolan, while Gould was having that shot on goal, was doing some run-throughs on the boundary side, so we'll keep an eye on that one. So there's obviously some concerns around Mark Doolan. It's off the ground still at the moment. Hardy tapped it to Neander. He's going to try to get it out. Great tackle. Good umpiring. He gave him every opportunity, and that's what it's all about. Luff kicks it down the line. Howard. Cody on the second bite. Took a great outdoors mark of the day. Not for the first time today. He's a real highlights package, this bloke. Love watching him play. Umpire Matt Hughes says you're going to play on, Cody, so he does. Drives a big drop punt. Luff sits under it. Couldn't get on the second bite. Miller read it well from long range. Miller goes short. Was clever. Snap on goal by Kemp. Finds its way to Geraghty. Fed the handball back to Kennedy. Kennedy snaps over his shoulder for a goal. Great response. Good reply from Thurgoona. They break a run of 5 goals in a row from Chiltern. And the Doggies get the margin back to 9 points. 17 minutes gone, second term for McGregor Machinery.
Yeah, 5 inside 50s to Thurgoona. Chiltern have had 9 inside 50s this term, so they've really had the dominance in that goals against the momentum so far this game.
Boundary side for JJ's way. Scooter Fraser. Thurgoona desperately needed that one.
Yeah, it was a good comeback, very quick. And as we get back to the middle, it looks like Will Shannon's gone to Tyson Neander, and there's a bit happening in the centre.
Is that a bit of a shutdown rail, Scoot?
Looks like it.
How many for Tyson Neander on the backjack sheds?
He's had 14, Gussie.
That's exactly why. Now he's getting busy with a tackle, but it's a high one. It's an illegal one, and it's going to go the way of Chiltern and Ben Mason. Mason, the captain of the Swans, plays on quickly. He's got Shannon on our broadcast side wing. Will Shannon on the right, long down the line. Good use of the body. Brooks just had no answer there. The mark has been taken. Kick down the line came from Osborne. Neander left it behind. Bodie Hibberson handballed. Put his brother under a fair bit of pressure. Handballing forward, trying to find grass. Jones got one around arm there, but umpire put the whistle away. Neander and Ben Mason lock horns. And I'll tell you what, boys, this game is just starting to find a little bit of spice.
It's a beauty.
And I reckon Blair Osman's now got a bit of a match-up on Ashton Brooks here, despite the fact he kicked 3 goals last week for Thurgoona.
He's Mr. Versatile, Gussie. Good work by McWilliam. Took it out of the ruck, kicked it quickly into the area of Pryor. Kick off the ground by Fenton. Went straight to Brad Hibberson. He had no time to be able to do anything with it. And umpire Hughes says, I'll have it, lads. And he's going to flick it up into the... no, it's not. It's Clint Harvey. It's Clino. Much apologies to Clino.
He even told me to give you a shout-out today and say good day to Robbie, but not after that he won't.
Good man. Good umpiring too, Clint Harvey. He ducked into that one, Hibbo. And he said, I won't have any of that. I won't have the wool pulled over my eyes, says umpire Harvey. And we've got another boundary throw in. 19 minutes gone. It's a 9-point lead to Chiltern. And Clino's just organising the ruck contest here. So he's a very versatile operator. Good throw in too from the boundary umpire. Big fist there by Osman. Palmed away by Luke Daly to his own advantage. He got his own crumbs. Head over the ball was Hardy. Spun out of the tackle in brilliant fashion and drove the ball to centre wing where Charlie Williams will run onto this one. He'll look for a lead. He goes short. Oh, well read by Gleeson. Swans out of strife.
Gleeson has an option in the corridor. Mick Williams, he marks and he just got enough on it. Raking handball out towards Sorensen. Breaks away from McAllister with strength. Lowers the eyes with good vision. He finds Daly. Daly plays on. The veteran showing his class. Into the pocket trying to find Brooks. Great hands from the youngster. Brooks, run-down tackle was okay from Steinke. Umpire put the whistle away. Ball in dispute, top of the goal square. Fenton with good hands. Nice work from Muldoon. And now on to Howard. The Dogs survive a scare.
It's just rebounding off half-back flanks here at the moment. It's great footy. It's Kennedy on the far side of the ground. Pumps it down the line. Down to true centre wing. A little bit more inboard. Well read. Good grab taken. Looks like it's Charlie Williams out there. It is. Williams, good kick. Elias honours the lead with an excellent mark. He'll go wide. On the lead is Miller. Good body work and a couple of Swans collisioned into each other. And Toddy Miller, this is the situation where last week, Gussie, we saw a gold kick by Beechworth, I believe, wasn't it? From that same pocket.
Lockie Armstrong.
It was Lockie Armstrong. I think Toddy Miller's going to opt for the drop punt. Maybe a little bit further out. Comes in, kick on the way. Goal umpire moves to the left. I think it's Norm McClure out there. Happy birthday to Normie too, earlier in the week. Not sure how many he's racked up now, but it's well on his way to a ton, so good on you, Norm.
Jeez.
It's 33-41, and it's Chiltern lead. What are you laughing at, Scooter?
Oh, he doesn't look a day over 25, Normie. Does he, Scoot?
No, not at all.
Goal
Geez, some
umpire.
great body work by Toddy Miller there. He just
Wasn't
had
it?
that experience on Jack Gray and knocked him out of the weight.
Gus, goal umpires don't watch this back, do they?
Well, I think a lot of people do.
He's an East Aubrey resident.
I know,
too.
and he probably knows where you live. Here's Lappin across half-back for the Swans. It's a lob wedge down the line. Good hands from Jack Gray out in front.
Gus, Norm McClure is the opposite of violent.
Don't worry, I reckon he'll find a gear once he heard what you said about him. Turnover. Thurgoona get possession back as they kick up to half forward. Big collision in a pack of Swans. Mason, he's been everywhere for the Chiltern Swans. Handballs to Luff. Luff out wide to Lappin. Wants to find his right boot and does so now. Long down the line, McGee. Working his way into the game nicely as the interleague representative. Now he's on the right boot. Not his best kick. Inside attacking 50. Chopped out by Pete Faulkner. And Thurgoona will reset behind the play. 22 minutes gone here in the minor semi-final. And Chiltern lead 41-33 thanks to Inspirations Paint.
Yeah, it's just a matter of one of these sides using the ball a little bit better in that forward entry here, Gussie. We've seen the ball just rebounding from half-back to half-back. If someone can get clean here, I reckon there's one or two crucial goals hanging out for this one, Scooter Fraser.
Yeah, and when Thurgoona go forward, they just need to be aware of Luff. I'd love $1 for every time Luff's taken the mark in that defensive 50 today. He's really filling a hole when he's not on Adam Elias.
Yeah, I reckon he's been as good as anyone on the ground. As this second quarter action is hotting up for McGregor Machinery. Benny Ralph, clever. Tapped it beautifully to Kemp. Riley Kemp couldn't get it. He's got one of those tricky bounces. He stays with the footy, though. It's pinballing around. Was he held without the footy? Oh, I thought he might have been. Play on score. Doesn't matter. Rake ran into an open goal. Kick from 35, and he's kicked his third behind today, Tommy Rake. And the Doggies, that was an opportunity. Just went missing. 7 points they trail by. 23 minutes gone on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. David Wink, what have you found on the MacJack stat sheet?
Well, Thurgoona have managed to take 7 intercept marks, so they've really cut off Chiltern's run forward a lot of the time when they're coming back in their back half.
Dion Gleeson, how many MacJacks for Dion now as he takes the kick from fullback to Lappin?
Number 5 for Dion.
Maybe give me Lappins as well.
Lappin is up to 12 after this one.
Anyone else, Gus?
I've had 2 cans of Coke Zero. Down the line, Luff, did he mark it inside the field of play, Scoot?
The boundary umpires Johnny on the spot and gave it a mark.
Called to play on. Oh, Luff with a bit of a shake and a bake. The veteran winding back the clock. You don't often see that from a ruckman. Jones, he marks just behind centre half wing, or true centre wing, I should say. And I reckon it's going to be curtains for North Albury. Robbie McKinlay will take us around the ground shortly. Long down the line. Good contest. Vandermeer, now Hibberson, Bodie, wrapped up in a big tackle by Riley Kemp. Umpire said it was fair. For Wade Smith Plumbing, Robbie McKinlay around the grounds in the Ovens and Murray.
Yeah, you said about North Albury. They're in trouble, Gussie. They trail by 40 points, 52-12.
Ruck infringement here. It's going to go the way of Mick Williams, 55 from home. And he's got his forwards in space. He tells McGee to get out of the way so he can pump it to the top of the goal square. Looking to find Pryor. Out the back is Brooks. Leaving it behind was Shannon. Now the ball's in dispute. In fact, it's Cooper. Cooper, handball's back. Brooks wasn't on the same page. Brooks is just trying to keep it alive here and invent something. Stays inside, appeal for a push in the back. Umpires put the whistle away. Thurgoona, they're just going to stand up here, their defensive back six, and we'll ball it up 15 metres out from goal. Albury-Wodonga MG, Robbie McKinlay.
Thanks, Gus. Blair Osmond just does those little things so well. He's so reliable. Quick kick by Jones. It might dribble. It does. It dribbles towards the boundary line. Scooty's like an old Holden farm ute, isn't he, Blair Osmond? You just need a job done. He turns it on, and away it goes. It fires up.
Yeah, he's great both ways, attack and defence. And while the ball's it's hotting up in that forward 50, he just got a little toe poke and got it clear.
McGee won the tap. There's crummers everywhere for the Swans, but standing up on this occasion is Pete Faulkner once again. He clears Thurgoona out towards our broadcast side. Mick Williams is tracking Hardy, the youngster and the veteran. The youngster stands up with poise on the right boot down the line. Good contest from Rake and an even better pickup. Gives Luke Daly a don't argue, then finds the left inside 50. Out the back was Wall. Dion Gleeson got 2 to beat and does so. Wall throws it on the boot, long down the line. Hardy's got 2 Swans to beat. Brings it front and centre. Appeal for a free kick and the umpire says no. Chiltern down the line. Great mark from McGee. Plays on into the hands of Jones. Jones a torpedo punt for Chiltern inside 50. Sits nicely for Brooks. Breaks away. Wants to find the right. Has a shot and misses to the right-hand side. Can't help but think Scooter Fraser, the option via hand, might have been a better one.
Oh, I tell you what, if that was a goal to Chiltern, the Thurgoona guys would have gone to the police after being robbed down the other end there.
I was
that
worried.
Was definitely front-on contact by McWilliams on Hardy.
Yep. So on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard, as we approach time on, we're well into time on, it's 42 to 34. Chiltern lead Thurgoona by 8 points. Howard works the ball nicely to Hardy. Kick's not a good one on this occasion. Benny Mason, he'll load up from here, has a bit of space, finds Benny Gould, far side of the ground, half forward flank, pops it inside forward 50. McGee takes a good mark. Great outdoors mark of the day contender for McGee, and he'll go back and will shoot from around about 25 metres. So with 27 ticked over in the Jappo Donks time clock, you'd think only maybe around 30 or 40 seconds left in it, Gussie.
I'd say precisely in that range, Robert.
Don't blow your cover.
David Wing for Mac Jack Stats.
This will possibly be the last kick on goal in this half of football.
Yeah, this is 14 inside 50s for the quarter for Chiltern, so they'd want to take advantage of having that dominance.
Big kick coming up. Kyle McGee. Oh, he shanked it to the right-hand side. They still might be alive here. Good fist there from Steinke. And the ball goes over the boundary line. Gussie McLeod bring it home to half-time here. They're still deep into attack here, Chiltern, and they lead by 8 points.
That they do. And Thurgoona do not want to concede on the eve of half-time. Boundary throw-in. It's a long one. Misses both. Ruckman McGee's got some work to do. Jones is there for the Swans. Wrapped up in a big crunching tackle. Umpire said no prior opportunity. And we'll ball the footy up as the siren sounds for half-time here at the MCG of the Bush. It was a quarter dominated by the Chiltern Swans. They kicked 4 goals to Thurgoona's 1, and they lead at the main break, 6-6-42 to Thurgoona, 4-10-34. It's the TDFL finals live from the MCG of the Bush, thanks to NZ Albury and Wade Smith Plumbing, where you won't miss a thing.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Chanty, 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 Chanty. Chanty, that's the name to remember. Chanty Holdings are the pros for all the muckiest jobs. For cleaning and servicing septic tanks, treatment plants and grease traps, winery and trade waste, even cleaning car and truck washers. They've been doing it for over 50 years. From Albury to Beechworth, Corryong to Corowa, Wodonga to Yarrawonga, Wangaratta to Henty, and everywhere in between. When it comes to liquid waste, call Chanty.
Chanty, Chanty, Chanty.
Call 1-800-CHANTY.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
but it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla for a local.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Finer embroidery is in the fabric of our community. Any logo on anything so your business can proudly present themselves well. Embroidery that adds that personal touch that doesn't break the bank. Join the Finer embroidery community today. Proudly supporting the TDFL.
The possibilities are endless with Peter Bowen Homes because we build it for you. Open the door to your new home with Peter Bowen Homes.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla for a local.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
10, 9.
Got me a few times, Scoop.
Of the Bush. Half-time here in the minor semi-final where Chiltern lead 42-34. David Winks and Mac Jack shed stats.
Yeah, so the centre clearances for the match is 7-4 Chiltern's way. And then free kick, 6 apiece. Chiltern lead the inside 50s 24-21. 8 marks inside 50 for the Swans to 6. And then 6 intercept marks to 8. They're going to lead that. Benny Mason leading the way for Chiltern with 13. And then Tyson Yander, 15. He only had 2 in that second quarter, though. He was pretty well held after having 12 in the opening term. So he had 3 in that second term.
Here in the halftime show, thanks to the Shed Company, David Winks, Scooter Fraser, and myself, Gus McLeod, with you. Scoot, tale of two halves. I can't help but think that Thurgoona are dirty, that their first half dominance didn't translate to the scoreboard. Then all of a sudden, Chiltern went inside 50 on how many occasions for the second quarter?
They went inside 50 14 times.
14 times, and they managed to kick 4 goals and really took their chances and capitalised. That's what finals is all about, making the most of your chances.
Yeah, exactly, and that's where we could be, the 20-minute mark of the last quarter. If Thurgoona are capitalising, I don't think, the margin I don't think will get out to any more than 2 goals either side today. I just think the way each side are reacting, great battles. Benny Mason and Zach Gibbons, they've locked horns a couple of times, and some really, really good in and under scrimmages, I suppose, where blokes are getting up and a bit of push and shove. So there's a bit of heat in the game, and hopefully when we come out after half-time, there's just as much heat in the game as there is in the Jono's Jerky Habanero Chili.
I tell you what, I'm not brave enough to try that on air, and I don't know if I'll be brave enough to go and have a chat to Jono Painting after the game if they get rolled to hit him up for some more free samples, because they are bloody sensational. I want to ask you about a moment in the game, gents. Kev Gericke kicked the first goal, and he was an absolute live wire in the first 5 minutes before Chiltern made a change. They then put Dion Gleeson onto him. Dion Gleeson, I think, is at the better of Kev Gericke since about the 5-minute mark of the first term. He's even floated forward and kicked a goal himself. We know that Dion Gleeson is a barometer. He's the assistant coach, and when he plays good footy, Chiltern are very, very hard to beat, Scooter.
Yeah, well, I don't know who made the decision to put Gleeson as a permanent back. Watching him the last couple of years, and as an opposition observer, I've seen him be able to play 2 really good quarters as a forward, but never put a full game together. So now that he's gone back, and a couple of games I've seen him play against Yak, and then last week as well, he puts 4 really good quarters together as a backman, and along with Jeremy Luff, they've had some rebounds out of that back line that you just love watching.
They certainly do. Who's the leading possession getter for each player? Once again, David Wink.
So Benny Mason leads the way for Chiltern with 13 and Tyson Leander with 15.
And Scoot, from the Tyson Leander side of things, you noticed a move from Chiltern midway through that second term.
Yeah, Will Shannon went to him, and I think it would have been just to go there, antagonise him, get under his skin, and that happened a few times, but I think Neander might still have the upper hand.
Who's been the quarter's best, David, in that second term, thanks to Wade Smith Plumbing?
Well, I thought Benny Jones was really good in that second term. He had the 7 disposals on the match at Shed stat sheet, but he really got in and under and does a lot of the dirty stuff. And then thought Cody Howard's rebound was really good from the back half of Thurgoona as well.
Yeah, for me, I did mention it before half-time. I'd like $1 for each of Jeremy Luff's intercepts or each time he got the ball out of their defensive 50. Not always pretty, but he just gets the boot to the ball and just gets it out of there. And in the middle, he actually had one not far off a centre stoppage, and 2 possessions later, Chiltern had a shot at goal.
Here in the halftime show, thanks to the Shed Company. Big shout out to Jimmer and Gab Gray. Absolute legends have been supporting us here on TDFL Live for a couple of years. You can visit theshedcompany.com.au. They do build a sensational shed. Around the grounds in the Ovens of Murray, Wangaratta lead 8-5-53 to North Albury 1-8-14. They are on the verge of a massive upset in the elimination final, and I can't help but think that's going to make for an absolutely pox week at my work, working alongside Blake Penderescott. That is not going to be fun at all. Here at the MCG, the Bush, Chiltern do lead 42-34, and Thurgoona's bad kicking is something that's going to come into the equation as well. We might even go for another around the ground, Scooter.
I've just got an update in the Hume League. How long? 7-4 leading Lockhart 3-3 at half-time, so if that is the case, we might end up with 3rd and 4th eliminated in the first week of the finals in the Hume League in that top 6 structure.
Well, North Albury just kicked their second goal of the day, so that's on the verge of having 4th being knocked out as well. Righto, gents, what's being said underneath us right now? What's D-Mac saying to the troops here in the halftime show for the Shed Company?
Well, I've had a little spy down there, and D-Mac didn't deliver a spray. He just said, we are having our moments, but we've got to control them. What he wasn't seeing, when Cody Howard went deep over the other side of the ground, it's not the way to come in from that wing or that flank. He wants them going straight down the centre. Look, there's no need to be, any sense of urgency at the moment with Thurgoona. They've had a lot of the ball, but it's just a little bit of polish as they're going inside 50. And hopefully they can get some clean marks and shots at goal. Whereas Chiltern, sometimes their rebound out of the back line, they've had 3 possessions, very clean possessions, Winky, and shots at goal.
Yeah, that's right. I think you're spot on with the messaging from DMAC that it would be, we're getting enough chances, we just have to take them. 14 scoring shots to 12, it's a pretty even contest right across the ground. And I think the same thing that would be being said from Brad Hibberson to his troops as well. We're getting enough opportunities, we're creating enough chances, we just have to take them when they arrive.
Just get the sense, Robbie, if Hemming, Van Claveren and O'Hara were out there, it would be very, very different.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And that's what well, they're working against that at the moment, aren't they? So you take O'Hara and Hemmings out of that side. They're probably, I don't know, they're almost their two most effective players, match winners. So it is a big challenge, but I reckon they really responded well. And what you want to do when you respond, you love to see one of your leaders do it. And I thought Brad Hibberson and Jeremy Luff were fantastic in that second half turnaround.
Yeah, and Benny Mason as well.
Benny Mason,
one that I've been, I guess, pretty excited to see, or probably not expecting it. Michael McWilliams in the ruck. He's really getting in and under onto that centre line at the ball ups, and not allowing Lincoln Hardy to come over the top.
Yeah, well, I spoke to Seamus Quinn last Saturday night, and he said that he had a really really hard time playing Michael McWilliams last week, just because he's so big and strong and hard to move. So it's similar sort of thing out here for Lincoln Hardy, who's an athletic ruckman, a skinnier ruckman, coming up against a big, strong lad like Mickey McWilliams is always going to be hard.
We're seeing a better Kyle McGee than last week. Obviously, he had that illness. Certainly, if he goes forward and can take marks, he takes it at the highest point as well, so the defenders are hardly able to get to him.
Yeah, great point, mate. And, Tommy Rake and Leander, they did so much hard work in that first quarter. There's a little bit more attention focused on them during the second, but I expect them, they'll come up nice and fresh straight out of the half-time break, which we are going to do. Speaking of, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. This is the half-time break for the Shed Company. Repeating that score, 34, Thurgoona, Chiltern 42. And when we come back, we'll just have a quick sneak preview of what we think might happen in this second half. We're here at Sandy Creek, the MCG of the bush, and the crowd are out on the ground having a kick to kick. It's just a fantastic family environment out here, Scott Fraser. A place that I reckon one day there'll be a statue of you. We'll take a break.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Chanty, 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 Chanty. Chanty, that's the name to remember. Chanty Holdings are the pros for all the muckiest jobs. For cleaning and servicing septic tanks, treatment plants and grease traps, winery and trade waste, even cleaning car and truck washers. They've been doing it for over 50 years. From Albury to Beechworth, Corryong to Corowa, Wodonga to Yarrawonga, Wangaratta to Henty, and everywhere in between. When it comes to liquid waste, call Chanty.
Chanty, Chanty, Chanty.
Call 1-800-CHANTY.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla! For a local.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Finer embroidery is in the fabric of our community. Any logo on anything so your business can proudly present themselves well. Embroidery that adds that personal touch that doesn't break the bank. Join the Finer embroidery community today. Proudly supporting the TDFL.
The possibilities are endless with Peter Bowen Homes because we build it for you. Open the door to your new home with Peter Bowen Homes.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla! For a local.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Five. Both sides are back on the ground here at the MCG of the Bush, and it's going to be a massive third term coming your way thanks to Wiesner's. Gus McLeod, Scott Montgomery, Scott Scooter Fraser, lucky his headphones on, he didn't hear that. Robbie McKinlay is with us, and of course David Wink. Winky, what do you reckon? What are you thinking, mate? Talk us through what's going on in that weird and wonderful mind of yours, my friend.
Well, it is certainly weird, don't get me wrong. Look, I think we've had a real arm wrestle in the first half, and I expect it to be much the same going into this second half, Gussie. Thurgoona are going to come out, throw a punch, Chiltern will throw a punch, and we'll see who's the victor at the end of the day. But I don't think, Scoot said it at half time, I don't think we're going to get out to any more than sort of 2 or 3 goals.
Boundary side, Scotty Scooter Fraser. I reckon there's little to no breeze, despite the fact the flags are swirling a little bit.
Yeah, it hasn't changed at all, boys. I'm on Doolan watch at the moment.
Yep.
Robbie, you pointed it out just as I was about to say it before,
Yep.
and I've got a possession.
Hey, nice one, Scoot.
And he's come to the bench, Doolan, too, so he didn't do too much of the warm-up.
Straight to Josh Spence, you kicked it to one of your all-time faves. And hey, boys, just for if you're a Thurgoona supporter out there listening and hoping, I can let you know that last week at half-time they were 12 points down. So this week it's only 8 points.
Robbie, we talk about playing our role here, and you have just got one of the great lawnmower grass cuttings of David Wink's Mac Jack stats there.
He wouldn't have had that.
Oh, did you have that one, David?
No, I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know where you pulled that from, Gussie, but I thought you were going to say he's read it off your notepad you've got in front of you.
No, I'm not that good.
That's out of Winky's jurisdiction. I'd get the historical research, that I.
And what he's done is he's just gone backwards 2 pages on his notebook. Maybe
That's
3.
Exactly what it was. It was 49-37 last week, and then by a 3-quarter time, they had hit the front because they had a 6-goal third quarter. They'll possibly need to replicate that today. We're about to find out.
Here we go, not too far away from the third term, getting underway. Chiltern are kicking to the left of your screen, Thurgoona to the right. And all thanks to Wiesner's in Wodonga and Walla Walla. Here's Robbie McKinlay on TDFL Live.
Thanks, Gussie. We're doing it with Wodonga MG today. Gussie and I, and Neander got buffered off the ball. Bodie Hibberson's gone onto the ball. Hurried hand by Ned Quinn was okay. Cooper working hard, just pretty much handballed it to grass. Picked up nicely, though, by Bodie Hibberson again. Now, Brad Hibberson kicks smothered, boundary throw in. Good pressure from the doggies. As we tick our way into 20 seconds into the second half, and North Albury in the Ovens and Murray are in all sorts of strife. Gussie, what's that lead for Wangaratta's gone out to now?
Oh, I just got rid of it, but lots.
Yeah, a lot. I think it's around about the 7 or 8 goal margin now.
I'll get an official score for you.
That's
72-32, 50-point lead.
Okay, they've just kicked the goal north, so they need a big finish here. Luke Daly was dispossessed of the ball. Gibbons drove the ball to half forward. Lappin read it better. There might have been a little bit of a change there too, Scoot. Lappin playing on Elias. Brad Hibberson marks, goes short, and he finds his man. Is it the Eskimo? It is indeed. Take it away, Gussie.
I don't know why you call him the Eskimo, Robert.
Well, it's a song, Quinn the Eskimo.
There you go. That was the explanation I was looking for.
Manfred Mann sung it.
I reckon I've got a funny feeling Quinn's been wanting to know as well. Oh, great mark from Ben Mason. A great outdoors mark of the day from the skipper. And Chiltern have just found a few extra gears here. Jones marks, well-measured kick. Howard read it the best of the lot of them. And isn't he a serious player of this competition, Cody Howard? He chisels one into Adam Elias. He's got a runner on if he wants to use it. 1-2 was okay with Kemp. Feeds it back. Howard got no one to go to, so he handballs to himself. Sorensen come off his line and did well, the youngster. Bodie Hibberson, the veteran. Handballs backwards. Joe needs a good sit. Didn't get it. Ben Mason out of bounds in front of Scooter Fraser for JJ's Waste and Recycling. You are on Mark Doolan watch.
He's still stretching, boys. He's on the bench with Benny Gould and Jack Gray. Geez, Thurgoona are lucky to get that one out of bounds there, get out of trouble.
Over the back, McWilliams just paved it nicely to Brad Hibberson. Kicks the ball inside 50. Bullet-like pass. Lappin couldn't hang on to it. It had a fair bit on it. Steinke's handball was stalled. That might be a throw. No, play on's a call. Quinn did well. Got it out to young Sorensen. He kicks it beauty. And he's found Hibberson. Brad, he'll line it up from 40. Swings it back with the breeze for a Union Hotel goal of the day. Brad Hibberson. He's leading from the front. He's got 2. And that is big start there for the Swannies. David Wink.
14 stats for the big
Whack that microphone of yours on, David.
14 stats for Brad Hibberson, 2 goals. He's already had 4 in this third term alone. He's coming out after half-time, ready to rock and roll.
The coach stands up, Scooter Fraser. That is big. That's inspiring from the leader.
Yeah, he's a big moment player, Hibbo. Absolutely stands up for his side. Boys, at this centre bounce, I think if McWilliams can do what he's been doing against Lincoln Hardy, the first thing I would do is push Hardy down deep and put Adam Elias up against McWilliams.
Yeah, they almost need to make a change as the margin blows back out to 14 points. Hardy's not being allowed to jump, but this guy's taking it into his own hands. Inside 50 goes Tyson Neander, top of the goal square. Garrick, he needs a good bounce. Got it. Misses. It was harder to miss than score and just couldn't make good contact. Big Kev Garricky. It's another minor score for Kev. And I've got him down for 1 goal 2 today, gents. Big Kev, he's a barometer. He's kicked 92 for the year, but he couldn't quite kick Thurgoona's 5th today.
We'll give all the credit there to Jeremy Luff. That closing tackle was absolutely brilliant from him. He saved a goal. So Jeremy Luff, we spoke about him in the first half, how good he's been. And he started the second half with a goal-saving tackle. A great outdoors tackle of the day for mine. That man again, Jeremy Luff, has ball in hand. Good kick too. Up the ground has come Quinn, not the Eskimo. Drives it off the left foot, had a hand on it, chopped out. They've still got a bit Vandermeer. Oh, that's a big handball across to young Sorensen. He can't get through the tackle. Incorrect disposal. And the youngster he has a crack, this young fella, but on that occasion it was a really good tackle from Huey Hampton. He kicks to the middle of the ground. Good mark taken by Jack Muldoon. Hurried handball. Williams under pressure. Chiltern have brought the pressure this quarter. Short ball here. McWilliams comes through hard. Williams with met front on by Lappin. Bobbling around. Muldoon got a quick kick. Here's a chance. Kemp from long range sits it up, and it's not gone anywhere near a Bulldog jumper. And Dion Gleeson marks comfortably and kicks beautifully and finds Brad Hibberson, who's playing some inspired football.
He kicks out wide, trying to find a runner here in Cooper. Needs it to sit for him. He just slaps it, trying to keep the momentum going his way. Whistle. Out of bounds, I'm going to assume there, Scooter.
It looks like it, boys.
And it looks like
boys going to it. I tell you what, boys, keep an eye on Benny Ralph and Jack Gray. Jack Gray is right now grasping at his right hamstring, looking towards the bench. If they can get it down there, he'll have no way of chasing Benny Ralph inside 50.
He's sitting at half forward at present, so keep tabs on that one. Nick Williams, he's been good in the ruck today. Got the upper hand on Hardy at ground level. Rakes handball, trying to find Howard. Little 1-2. I reckon he's in trouble here, Tom. Umpire said he didn't fend off, no prior opportunity. We'll ball the footy up, 48-35 here at the MCG of the Bush, thanks to the Commercial Club, and Chiltern lead Thurgoona. Mick Williams on the tap once again. McAllister head over the footy, kicks it long down the line for the Dogs to a one-on-one. Mason and Kemp give it to Mason. Feeds a handball to Daly, and the Swans are through the corridor.
Daly's been outstanding. Beautiful left foot kick. Finds his man there, Quinn. Driving kick towards Pryor. Overrun it. Chance here for Vandermeer. Good. Kennedy did well. Vandermeer came back. Boundary line beat him. And it's going to be thrown in 15 around from the Chiltern goals, 48-35. Scooter, you're talking about that injury to Jack Gray. What have you spotted right in front of you in the interchange?
Just come off, swearing quite a bit, looking like that right hamstring.
Oh, dear. Well,
First game in 6 weeks, Robbie.
Scooter for JJ's Waste and Recycling. Yeah, it often will happen. Hurried kick there by Brooks. The tackle was excellent from Faulkner. They work it back now to Cooper. Cooper zigged, he zagged, he kicked it to the top of the goal square mark. A chest mark taken right in front of goal here by Brad Hibberson.
Might be Vandermeer.
Sorry,
Robbie.
it is Jaden Vandermeer. And it was just Jakey Cooper's just persistence at the footy there. And Brooks, they have brought the pressure massively this quarter. Their opening 6 minutes here on the Japodonks time clock has been sensational. So Vandermeer, just the one behind today, to extend this margin out to 19 points. Kick on the way, straight through the guts. So the Swannies get their second of the second half. And on the Commercial Club scoreboard, it's 8-6-54, Chiltern Thurgoona 4-11-35. David Wink, Mac Jack stats.
Brad Hibberson, he's on fire in this third term. 6 disposals as he just comes to the bench for a bit of a breakdown in the last minute.
Do we have an update on the injury totality for the Chiltern Swans? JJ's Waste and Recycling.
Well, I think Jack Gray's done for the day by the look of it. He's head in hands, and Mark Doolan's just almost run all the way around to the other point post. A lot of stretching and doing a few little run-throughs. So a long time on the bench.
I reckon they just got to keep him okay so he can come on late in the game if he needs. But you don't need to risk him at this stage of the game. They currently lead by a game-high 19 points to the Chiltern Swans, 54-35, thanks to the Commercial Club. We played 8 minutes for Japodonks here in the third term. Thurgoona trail Chiltern in the minor semi-final. Head over the football was Cooper, dispossessed, working hard as Neander. Daly wrapped him up. Umpire says no prior opportunity. We'll ball the footy up. On the edge of the centre square, into attack here for the Dogs. They'd love to respond. The Chiltern Swans have kicked a lot of the last goals. I'll give you that update shortly. Up towards half forward. Working hard and then leaving it behind was Quinn. Spills out the back. Howard here. Whistle. It's going to have to go back here for Thurgoona. Couldn't entirely tell you what Forrest Steinke plays on. He kicks out wide and he's got McAllister, Robbie.
They've kicked 7 of the last 8, I reckon, Gussie.
Yep.
That is how they're tracking at the moment. So they really just got to respond here. They need one. Oh, flying high there was Osman. He might get past McWilliams, he does, but he won't beat the boundary line. And he's been reined in. So boundary throw in, 70 around from the Thurgoona goal. They trail by 19 points at this point in the game. They led by as much as 15 points in that first quarter. That was at the start of the time on. Ever since then, they have dominated things. 7 goals of the last 8. Benny Mason off half-back for the Swans, pumps it long, good grab. Handball release was excellent to Quinn. Short pass, Brooks is dangerous. Brooks marks. He got it on the second bite. It was a great outdoors mark of the day contender, and Ashton Brooks will go back and shoot from around about 40 metres, 45-degree angle.
Scooter Fraser for JJ's Waste.
They're just too slick moving the ball out of that back line, aren't they, Chiltern? Hitting targets, quick handballs, and put it right out in front of Brooks here. Hopefully he can take advantage.
So Brooks, very deliberate, straight approach. Drop punt on the way. Pushes it right, does he? It does. It hits the old Wilbur post. Fair in the guts. Minus score. So the margin now goes to 20 points. 8-7-55, 4-11-35. That's on the Commercial Club scoreboard. And we're doing this one for Wiesners, Gussie.
And the Natura Albury netball update. Scores are locked out the back. 18 apiece between Thurgoona and Tallangatta. The winner will progress to take on Chiltern in the preliminary final next week. Neander, centre half back. Marks here for Thurgoona. His numbers thanks to Mac Jack Sheds.
This will be number 17 for Tice.
Plays on and he's got Rake on a searching lead. Did he get there? Umpire said yes. He had the best view.
The Peacock.
Nice mark there from Rake. Comes inboard, Neander. Oh, hot on his heels was Bodie Hibberson, made an impact. Jones fed it backwards. Brad Hibberson shakes and bakes, wants to find the right. Measured kick to Brooks, over the back of his head. Looks like Pryor's got some work to do against Howard. Howard had him for pace, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to run into Adam Pryor. Cody Howard with courage just said, I'm going to get the hell out of the way here, Scooter.
Yeah, he just still attacked it pretty well. Pryor could have picked it up, so yeah, just got it out of bounds, did Howard.
Back in the day, I reckon Adsy might have picked him up all right, Scoot. And it wouldn't have been the Sharon. Here's a chance for Quinn if he can run onto it. Brooks, front on tackle is excellent. And that tight decision, the boundary line. How about the old Peacock there, Gussie? He didn't batter him, didn't move around much, just nodded his head.
No, he was there. He was ready to go.
Happy if his work, ready to be called upon. Fisted away over the boundary line. And that man we're just talking about, and sure, Logan gets a nice close-up. That is the Peacock you might hear us talking about, the boundary umpire. One of the more colourful characters in the TDNFL.
Certainly is.
Sol McEwen, some call him.
Including his mother, I'd say. Boundary throw in, McWilliams head over the football. Ball's in dispute at ground level. Gibbons was there. Umpire said give it here, we'll ball it up. So Thurgoona haven't goaled since the 17-minute mark of the second term, and they desperately need to stand up here. Vandermeer's uncontested, smothered off the boot. Great smother of the boot. I reckon it was Blair Osmond that got the fingertip on that one. And it's going to be a minor score for the Swans. 56 plays 35 here for the commercial club. Kick-in duties with Thurgoona.
Neander brings it in. Looks for James Kennedy. He was tracking him, but McWilliams made a really good check on him. Now it shoots back out to Cooper. Cooper snaps it cleverly, and Ashton Brooks is finding some form, finding some space too. Scooter Fraser.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. He hasn't come up the ground much today, just playing down forward in front of Pryor. I think this is his third or fourth shot.
I reckon he's got a little bit of a niggle, mate. We saw a bit of that last week. He might have even limped off at a couple of stages during the game. So
I did a bit of digging, a bit of tightness, Robbie.
Yep.
And it has copped a few knocks to the lower leg.
Brooks, has he got the journey? He's got plenty of height. It's going to sit up and it's pushed to the right-hand side. Minor score. So 1 goal, 4 points today for Ashton Brooks. 1 goal, 4 is his tally. And it's a 22-point margin at the 13-minute mark of the third quarter for Wiesners.
Scooter Fraser, JJ's ways. You can't help but think the next goal is crucial.
Oh, it's got to be Thurgoona's way if they're going to be anywhere near it coming into the last quarter.
They need to try something different because what they've been doing across the first 13 minutes hasn't worked to them with great effect. Up to half forward, sits nicely for Rake, needs to paddle to his own advantage. He does well, wants to kick to try and find Garricky, but Dion Gleeson got there first. Great contest from Gleeson and Garricky into space. Hardy left it behind. Kev nutmegged Elias. Finn Lappin's got 3 to beat. Head over the football was Todd Miller. He stood up in a big moment. And Chiltern survive a scare courtesy of a great one-on-one duel from Dion Gleeson. Will ball it up 50 from a Thurgoona goal.
And that's what they brought this quarter. It's just that desperation, tackle, the pressure around the footy has been immense. Elias tapped it to Gibbons. He's found a bit of room. Kicks it high. From behind, Osman flew high. Couldn't bring it in. Luff was good. Handball was intercepted by Williams. McAllister on the left. Snap at home, though. Sorensen, ball spilled clear of him. Williams was in there trying to wrestle the ball out. It's going to be thrown up by umpire Clint Harvey. Gus has just dropped something out.
And Mr. Del Bosco is going to throw it back up for me, I reckon.
He's got a good arm
there
on
it
him.
Is. Look at this.
Brendan Del Bosco got a fine arm on him.
Well, he can kick mark and he can throw pens. That's a play of the day for the Union Hotel from Del Bosco. Just throwing my pen back
Another
up to
stat.
me.
There was Del Bosco's on the stat sheet everywhere yesterday, Gussie. Boundary throw in. They must score here, Thurgoona. They need this goal. They need it right about now, mate.
Normally when you drop a pen, it doesn't come back. And I'm running out of 4-point pens, so that's a good job from Del Bosco. Garricky fumbled a crucial moment at ground level. Elias tries to bust through. Ball spills out. Gleeson handball into a brick wall. Makes it head over the footy. Spills out the back. Thurgoona get it to the top of the goal square. Daly with poise and experience. The former Albury Tiger great sees it across for a minor score.
Been good.
Been superb, and he kicks on quickly, finds another veteran in Jeremy Luff, and he marks across half-back, plays on to Lappin, and Lappin kicks down the line.
Yeah, both those players, Gussie, you mentioned there, Luff, Daly, showing their experience and just what you want. Oh, clever work there from Thurgoona. They've got numbers of the ball. McAllister, can he break a tackle? No, he can't, and he's pinged him for incorrect disposal. Again, the tackling of Chiltern has been exceptional, and this time it was Lappin on this occasion. They're finding plenty of run. Daly makes a little offering. Kick's got a bit on it. Benny Mason does well at half-back. They're just going to slow it down a little bit. 16 minutes have ticked over on the Jappo Donks time clock. clock. Is that Kev Gericke stretching, cramping, or showing some calisthenics? I don't know. Rake went high. Couldn't bring it in. He went back for a crumb. It wasn't available. McGee got the handball. He got the voice from Sorensen. Sorensen's in trouble. Gone, Gus. McAllister pulled off a great outdoors tackle of the day.
Certainly was, and he wants to wait to find the right option, does Bailey. Mongrel punt up towards Gibbons. Did a good job to make contact. Coming through was Williams. Left it for Luff. Luff out of bounds on the full. Out of bounds on the full, right in front of the Thurgoona coaching staff and their interchange bench. Chiseling ball from Gibbons. Strong hands from Rake. Rake looking for a 50. Called to play on. Gets to 55. It's a floater to the square. Lappin marks on the last line of defence. Rake would like that chance back once again. Kicks out wide to Lappin. He's got Gleeson. Just waits for the Sherrin to sit for him on the junction of 50 and the boundary line. Long down the scoreboard flank. Working up the ground here is Pryor for the Swans. He's at centre wing with a congested forward line awaiting him. Umpire calls to play on. Kicks on the right. Hugs the boundary line and finds a lead in Brooks. This is a nice methodical build-up from Chiltern as Brooks' kick was smothered off the boot. Now he gets another chance to put his head over the footy. Neander, trip. Going to be a free kick to Chiltern. Reckon Neander's a little bit stiff there, but Ashton Brooks, he'll take every bit he can get. Too far to score, so he chips into the pocket, finds a lead in Sorensen. And Sorensen's 45 metres out on a pretty tight angle scooter. Oh, he's going to play on now. Chipping ball. Good mark out in front from Vandermeer. And Vandermeer's been lively in the third term, Scoot.
Yeah, just as lively as Sorensen, boys. That was great moving. He was over this side of the ground not long ago. You just get that feeling that those moments for Thurgoona just haven't been taken, and now you see here it might be taken away from them.
So it's in the hands of Jaden Vandermeer. Already kicked the last goal of this contest. 10 minutes ago. Can he extend the margin to 27 points? Jaden Vandermeer's up to the challenge. Union Hotel goal of the day, and Chiltern hit a game-high lead of 27 points thanks to Wiesners.
Well, we thought this one might not get out any more than a couple of goals, but Chiltern have just dominated in this third term. They've had 6 marks inside forward 50 just in this third term alone. They had 8 to half-time, so just shows their dominance and their clean entries going inside.
Yeah, Scoot, really good spot up for you, mate. Young Corey Sorensen. We saw glimpses of it last week. He's a ripper, this kid. He just does the little things. He's got a lot of courage. Sometimes he gets caught with the ball, but that's because he's just busy putting his head over the footy, working really hard. He's the ultimate team player as Gibbons takes the ball out of the middle of the ground now. This is their last crack out of here for good. They must get the next goal before the break here. It was Kemp working hard through the middle of the ground. When he's kicked, Benny Ralph has set a pretty big task there. So it'll be the Peacock. He just composes himself, flicks his ponytail back, and he flicks the ball back in. A little bit shallow from the Peacock. He had a big day down at the Ovens and King yesterday. Kemp, can he keep it in? And the bad news for the old Peacock is he's going to have to do it all again. Throw it back in, and not sure if he's got a bound of energy there, Scooter Fraser.
No, he's just casual, just relaxed in his approach.
It's his way, isn't it? It's just, he runs the show. That's a good throw from the old cocky. Up she goes. If this one goes out, I reckon he'll collapse. He's got the hands on the hips. We're going to have another ball up. Take it away, Gus, but the Peacock's just about done, I reckon. We'll chuck him back in the cage, I think.
Ball of footy, you can't make this crap up sometimes. Whistle, the non-officiating umpire, has found one for Chiltern. He initially pointed Thurgoona's ways. McWilliams plays on quickly. He's got Luke Daly at centre half back. Lappin's on his bike. The youngster finds the right boot. Kicks in the corridor. Not the best. Bodie Hibberson comes through. Smashes up the contest. Thurgoona stand up. Nice tackle there applied by Will Shannon. A little bit slow to get up there. He's Jono painting, or as we like to call him, Jono's jerky.
Yeah, good man.
He supplies the best jerky in the Riverina. Clever work in the ruck from Chiltern. They hack it forward, working his way into the contest. There is Muldoon. Throws on the non-preferred. Lappin's come off his line. Handball's out to Shannon. Shannon kicks on the right with a measured ball to Sorensen. As Scooter said, he's been busy. Kicks inside 50. Cody Howard just impacted the contest of the Great Outdoors mark of the day, and he's going to play on for the Dogs.
Yeah, he pumps it superbly into midfield. Kemp, who's really come into the game, marks. Gee, there's not a lot of options. Toddy Miller, he'll present with a long run. Now he goes right, he goes left. Hardy's a target. This will be a good contest. Whoa! He went high, did Hardy. Took an absolute ripper. Great Outdoors mark of the day contender. Plays on immediately. Here's a go for Tommy Ray. Clever. Needs a good bounce. He'll get a handball. No, Geraghty went one way. Went back the other. Went to Benny Ralph. Ralph straightens up. Goes short. Brilliant. Beautifully weighted pass from Benny Ralph. And Tyson Neander will go back with an absolute must-kick goal here for Thurgoona.
Great finish. That's one of those moments that they've needed just to get a shot as they get an inside 50. Some of them being wasted for the last 10, 15 minutes by the Doggies. 2
behinds today so far for Tyson Neander. Comes in now, kick on the way from 35 metres. It looks good off the boot. That's a beautifully executed drop punt. And Thurgoona just give themselves a little bit of a sniff. They trail by 21 points on the Commercial Club scoreboard. And we've gone 22 minutes, Winky, on the Jappo Donks time clock.
Yeah, that's 20 touches now for Tyson Neander. He's playing a bit forward at the moment, but is probably had a really good first term, had a quiet second term. He's had 5 disposals in this quarter. Finn Lappin's up to 7 disposals for the Chiltern Swans too, boys, in this third term.
Achura Albury netball update. Tallangatta lead Thurgoona by 7. Not long to go in that game. Tallangatta lead Thurgoona by 7 for Achura Albury. 63 plays 42 here. Chiltern lead Thurgoona in the minor semi-final. McGee's got it at centre half forward. He's in trouble. Umpire said no. Ooh. And she might be on here, boys. A little bit of argy-bargy. Scooter Fraser. Brad Hibberson. He's at the bottom of the contest and he looks a little bit ginger. No, he's okay. He's okay.
Gibbons again at the bottom of the pack.
He's had the angry pills bit today, Gibbo.
As opposed to?
Not ever having them?
No, I reckon he has them for breakfast 7 days a week. Out wide is Shannon through the corridor for the Chiltern Swans with pace on the non-preferred, but the umpire said he ran too far. He ran too far, and it's a free kick to Thurgoona. Neander brought the margin back to 21 points, and it could just be the momentum swinger that the Dogs are looking for. They've got it smack bang in the middle of Sandy Creek. Kicking inside 50 is Kemp. They need a flyer. Miller flies and marks.
Wow.
Great mark from Todd Miller for JJ's Waste and Recycling. Scooter Fraser.
Yeah, just that experience. He waited and then jumped at the right time. Great mark in front of Paddy Wall there and Jeremy Luff.
Todd Miller played a lot of seconds football this year, but has stood up in big moments. Thurgoona need this from the veteran. Todd Miller steers it through with poise and brilliance to bring the margin back to 15 points thanks to the Commercial Club. The Dogs have 2 on the bounce.
You look back to that tackle by Steinke on McGee and it's caused that ball up at the half-back line. Just gave Thurgoona that little bit of momentum, bit of an effort to get it going forward, and they've come up with a goal.
Yeah, they have indeed, Scoot. Margin back to 15, so they've really only given up 1 goal this quarter, so they're on. And we've seen momentum shifts throughout this match, and we're seeing one now, but it's just interesting. Some of their star players are starting to get their hands on the footy, and their entry in the half forward has been much better. Great mark and grab, Toddy Miller. Hardy tapped it to Neander. There's a couple of likely customers. High up and under. Get underneath this. Hardy might mark his own ball. Now it bounces to half forward. Kemp was good. Quick kick required. He does that. Here's a chance in front. Geraghty. Ball wouldn't sit for him. Finn Lappin was good. Handball to straight to Benny Ralph. Ralph handballs back to McAllister. McAllister goes back to Neander. Neander snap on goal. Has missed to the right-hand side. Minor score. 63 to 49. Things are hotting up, Angus McLeod.
They certainly are. Certainly are at the 25-minute mark. 63 plays 49. Chiltern lead Thurgoona. We'll get some Mac Jack Shed stats.
Yeah, it's 8 inside 50s to 7 in this third term. A real arm wrestle.
We're waiting for the Sharon to come back, Scooter Fraser. It's been a few times today.
That was a big kick. He got a fair purchase on that kick, but it just didn't swing around enough.
Might have had a little bit more time too, but, that's the way she goes.
Under the pump inside 50. I reckon McAllister was looking for Neander, and Neander probably wasn't expecting it. Nice kick at fullback, finds its way into the hands of Ben Gould via Luke Daly. Gould in the back pocket for the Swans. He's going to kick long down the scoreboard wing, trying to find a lead. McGee set upon quickly by Steinke, and fumbling at the crucial moment was Quinn out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. So here at the 26-minute mark, Chiltern still maintain a lead, 9-9-63 to 6-13-49. We played 26 minutes on the Jappo Donks time clock. Boundary throw-in, true centre wing on the far side. Here in the third term, thanks to Wiesners, here's Robbie McKinlay for Albury Wodonga MG.
Yeah, I reckon there's another goal in this quarter before we hear that siren, Gussie. Whichever way it goes, could be critical here. Ball stuck at midfield. A lot of tired bodies over the ball at the moment. And umpire Hughes says, I'll have it. Yes, Gus?
Around the grounds for Wade Smith Plumbing. North Albury are coming back 60-79 in the elimination final.
Righto, there we go. The Hoppers. Geez, that crowd will be up and about. Blake Escott might be in the box too. Neander, handball. It was okay. He might have to try to get it back here. He somehow does. Riley Kemp, who's had a good third quarter, drives it long. Oh, McAllister couldn't quite hang on. He did well. He shoveled it out towards Garricky, I think it was. No, it was Osman. And it's going to be a ball up. 70 out from the Thurgoona goal. They trail by 14 points. 27 minutes have ticked over. The quarters today have gone 32.5 and 28. So Gus, I reckon a minute in this one max.
Mick Williams, he broke away from that contest and fed the ball out to a runner. The runner was Gould, who kicked long down the line. Bit of a whistle for a hold. Scooter Fraser. It's going to be a free kick here to
He
McGee,
paid the
I reckon.
mark, but not the 50. It looked like it could have been getting 50 as well.
Go figure. So McGee's got it. 2 kicks from home. Wants to set sail with a shallow inside forward 50 entry. Brooks is there. Flying over the back was Huey Hampton. Nice tackle. And the siren sounds here for three-quarter time at the MCG of the Bush. And Thurgoona, they need to have a big final term. They're kicking to the Gap Road end, the scoring end, to bring it home. Chiltern lead 9-9-63. Thurgoona 6-13-49 in the TDFL finals for Wade Smith Plumbing and NZ Albury, where you won't miss a thing.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Chanty, 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 Chanty. Chanty, that's the name to remember. Chanty Holdings are the pros for all the muckiest jobs. For cleaning and servicing septic tanks, treatment plants and grease traps, winery and trade waste, even cleaning car and truck washers. They've been doing it for over 50 years, from Albury to Beechworth, Corryong to Corowa, Wodonga to Yarrawonga, Wangaratta to Henty, and everywhere in between. When it comes to liquid waste, call Chanty.
Chanty, Chanty, Chanty.
Call 1-800-CHANTY.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla! For a local.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Finer embroidery is in the fabric of our community. Any logo on anything so your business can proudly present themselves well. Embroidery that adds that personal touch that doesn't break the bank. Join the finer embroidery community today. Proudly supporting the TDFL.
The possibilities are endless with Peter Bowen Homes because we build it for you. Open the door to your new home with Peter Bowen Homes.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla! For a local.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Yeah, welcome back here to the MCG of the Bush at three-quarter time. 63 plays 49. Chiltern lead as we got a David Wink for some Mac Jack Shed stats, and the Wade Smith Plumbing quarters best.
Yeah, Finn Lappin leading the way for Chiltern. He's had 20 disposals, and then Tyson Yander, 23 for the Thurgoona Bulldogs.
We'll go to Scooter very quickly, but in around the grounds, thanks to Wade Smith Plumbing, the margin sits at 10 points in the Ovens and Murray elimination final, and now it's out to 18 as the Magpies kick a goal. That could be curtains at the 25-minute mark. Boundary side for JJ's Waste and Recycling, Scooter Fraser. D-Mac is still addressing the troops at Thurgoona.
He's had a bit of his little spray. I've just been listening, but got to the Chiltern Swans huddle. Brad Hibberson was just about the structure. Just keep that structure going, keep in front, and then D-Mac was all about those moments. He just said, basically, if you're not going to take those moments, put your hand up and I'll get the runner to bring you off. He said Chiltern have allowed them in the game at this stage because of their bad kicking, but Chiltern allowing Thurgoona still to stay in the game, even though Thurgoona have kicked badly. So they need their moments early, and if they can kick 3 quick ones, she's game on.
Give us a tip, Scooter. Come on.
I think Chiltern will hold on.
Chiltern will hold on. What about David Wink on the Mac Jack Shed stats? What are your predictions coming in to a big final term?
I thought Chiltern have been the better side for most of the day. I reckon they hold on, but I reckon we still got another twist to go.
Scoot, before we get a prediction from Robbie as you zip your jacket back up, an update on the injury status of Chiltern's bench. We know that Gray's done for the day and Dools is hanging on.
Yeah, well, Dillon spent the whole quarter, or that third quarter on the bench, so did a few run-throughs, so we'll see. He might just be staying warm for a pinch hit if needed at the end.
That's a massive risk to bring him on after not playing at all in the third term, I would have thought.
He's been running up and down. I reckon they'll just try and maybe just get him to do nothing. As it looks like, Robbie, you've got an update in the O&M. Wangaratta are going to win, and who's going to win here? Well, 30 minutes of footy will tell us for the X-ray group.
I said extra time at the start, and I'll stick with it. McWilliams for Chiltern. Took it out of the ruck, pumped it into half forward. Good fist from behind by Steinke. Running at the ball is Faulkner. Coming on is Brad Hibberson. Got a handball to Vandermeer. Vandermeer runs in and kicks a goal. He's got 3. Jason Vandermeer. No coincidence. It was fed out by the coach, Brad Hibberson. He's a star.
We might have changed his name at birth, Robbie, from Jason to Jaden. But that's okay because Jason Vandermeer's a very good cricketer. Jaden Vandermeer's an excellent footballer.
I reckon everyone's got the gist of it.
Great call from
great
All
goal.
MG. And that's 3 big goals for Vandermeer, Scooter Fraser.
Yeah, he's just class, isn't he? Absolute class the last few weeks. And as we see, the antagonisers, Bodie Hibberson and Zach Gibbons on each other in the middle.
Oh. So that's a massive goal to kickstart the final term for the Chiltern Swans, and they're going to look to attack once again. Hibberson went backwards to McWilliams on the left boot, inside 50. Brooks, he's been busy. Thurgoona under the pump. They exit defensive 50 via Kennedy, and Jones marks, plays on into the running hands, trying to find Hibberson. He slipped over as he went to handball. Thurgoona have time to reassess their options. Well done, Bodie Hibberson. Now back to Howard, who's streaming out a half-back. Vandermeer's coming after him. How's the foot race here at the MCG in the bush? Cody wins, kicks inside 50, turns it over. You just wanted something a bit more to happen there, but Cody Howard's doing everything he bloody can.
It was like the stall gift at Easter. It was sensational stuff. Here's young Sorensen at half-back for the Chiltern Swans. Drives it long. Brad Hibberson. Gee whiz, what a game he's played today. He's been held down there by Gibbo. Brad Hibberson shimmied his shake. Now he plays on. Shows a clean pair of heels. Well-weighted kick. Inside forward 50. Pryor. Handball over the top. Quinn to seal. The game goes bang. Ned Quinn nails it. Wonderful build-up. Young Sorensen started at half-back. And a team lifter. Great outdoors player of the day. The Swans have started the second quarter with 2 quick goals. They lead 75-49.
Scooter Fraser, JJ's waist.
I think Brad Hibberson, the coach there, has just called it. Game over. He's going to come to the pine and sit down and have a rest, I think.
He's brave to call game over with 28 minutes to go, Scoot.
Well, they're going to have to double their score from here to win, so...
Jeez, he's played a game. Oh.
Michael McWilliams has dominated in these centre clearances. He's just bodied Lincoln Hardy all day and given Thurgoona the ascendancy. Sorry, Chiltern.
In round 15, it was Chiltern by 21. In round 4, it was Chiltern by 20. And at the moment, Thurgoona, they're up against it to try and bring the margin back. 75-49. Early stages of the fourth and final term for the X-Ray group. Up to half forward. Ben Mason's been good for Chiltern. Comes off his line. Jones has been excellent as well. On to another great player in Daly. Daly lowers the eyes. He finds Ben Gould. Gould wants to open up the fat side of the ground. Trying to find Bodie Hibberson. The handball's on. Shannon for the Swans. This to seal the game. Top of the goal square. Touched on the line. Into the behind post from Adzi Pryor. Bit of an anti-climax.
He's called out in the full, the Peacock.
I don't know if the Peacock will call out in the full. I know he's got a big barrel chest, Adam Pryor, but it's not his foot. Boundary throw in from the Peacock. McGee won the tap. It's at ground level. Cody Howard's been excellent. Spills out the back and Thurgoona kick long down the line.
They do indeed, Gus. Bodie Hibberson overran it, went back in, got a tackle, paddled it out. Good work there by Faulkner. Had nowhere to go, so he just hit a handball at Hope. Hardy might have been held without it. Play on was a call. Sorensen might have got it high, but umpire Hughes couldn't see that. He was checked, and he said, give it to me, fellas. Gee, McWilliams has had a big start to this final term as well, too. He's not the tallest ruckman you'll see, but he's a gritty type. That's a clever tap to Bodie Hibberson. Got sat on his ass after he kicked it. Here comes Neander, paddling, kicking, out over the boundary. The Swans' pressure's immense, Scotty Fraser. Boundary side for JJ's Waste and Recycling.
Geez, they've gone up another level since three-quarter time, haven't they? It is just immense.
They've kicked the first 2 goals of the final term via Vandermeer and Quinn, and they lead 75-49. The next one would seal it. Brooks, wrapped in a big Ewan Hampton tackle. Working his way down here is Blair Osmond. I reckon he's going to go up in the ruck here. And Hardy's going to go to centre-half forward. McGee went up against Steinke, almost uncontested. Gibbons throws on the boot and just wants to get the boundary line. There's no deliberate out here in the bush. We'll bring that ball back into play. David Winks and Mac Jack shed stats.
Yeah, Cody Howard's up to 4 disposals for Thurgoona in this last term, and Brad Hibberson 4 for Chiltern Swans.
Boundary throw in, right in front of broadcast position here. Between half forward and centre wing. Chiltern in attack, McWilliams again. Quinn does well through traffic onto Bodie Hibberson. Hurried little low kick. McGee short handball. Here comes Quinn for another one. He misses to the right-hand side. This is an onslaught. It's been a barrage. The first 5 minutes of this last quarter. This is premiership sort of footy, Gus.
Certainly is, and I just can't help but think Thurgoona need to throw everything at Chiltern here. Scoot, do they get Kev Gericke behind the ball? Do they get Tom Rake behind the ball? What do they got to do?
Oh, I just think it's Lincoln Hardy's got to get over the top of McWilliams if they're going to be any chance.
He certainly hasn't had his best day, but he can step up. Big long kick from Neander trying to find Rake. McWilliams sat in the hole, trying to find Shannon as it spills out the back to Kennedy for Thurgoona. And it's a 2-on-1 here. The Dogs have it. Williams needs to link up with Hardy. Hardy went the block and Williams tried to go to him. Jones intercepts to Lappin. Lappin retreats. McWilliams, the big ruckman with a big handball. Out towards Wall. Wall dispossessed as Howard breaks through for Thurgoona. On the right boot. Long down the line. Todd Miller flies. Impacted the contest. Daly stood his ground. Has time to make a decision. And he opts to retreat. He goes back to Mason, who's been all over the Mac Jack Shed stat sheet today as he brings it inboard to Lappin.
Lappin, look away, handball. No, he's not going to play on you. There was a little bit happening behind play there, Winky.
Yeah.
It's
A little
all
bit of
sorted. All sorted. Just a scuffle, a wrestle. That's about all it was, mate.
Any fisticuffs?
None at all. Didn't see a thing, Gus. Here comes Benny Gould off the left foot. Over the back, Vandermeer. No, well done, James Kennedy. Off half back, the former Colin Gully premiership player. A nice kick too. Finds Tommy Rake. They're just going to wheel and go. Rake goes to Neander. What a combination they have been. Neander, that is a thumping 65-metre kick over the top. Gleeson went for a big grab. Couldn't hang on to it. Paddled out Gericke. A little look-away kick. They got numbers there. Pat Wall's there. Here comes Mason. He's been sensational off half-back. Kicks it magnificently to Benny Gould. Gould has a bit of space. He'll run. He'll drive. Chance here for over the top. Shannon, the youngster, couldn't hold it in. He went back for another crack at it. He's been tackled. And it'll be balled up between centre wing and half-forward. Chiltern into attack. They lead 76-49. And we're doing it for the Tallangatta construction and maintenance crew. TCM, if you want a little bit of maintenance, a bit of building on there, the lads to see Gus McLeod.
Kicking long down the line, I think it was Muldoon amongst a pack of players out towards the scoreboard. McWilliams got taken high. Reckon he milked it. Umpire said play on. Daly for the Swans. Shallow entry inside 50. Good mark from McGee. He's already had a shot from this distance and this range, and it wasn't the best strike of the Sharon. But it looks like he's going to back in his leg from here, Scooter Fraser, and take precious moments off the clock.
Yeah, I think he's got the distance, boys, and it's probably a good opportunity just to milk the clock and give himself a chance to catch his breath.
Margin sits, and maths isn't my strongest point, Robbie, but 27 points.
That's one of your better efforts.
Thank you. A big shout out to Mrs. Williams, my fourth grade math teacher. Here comes McGee. He likes it. Kyle McGee books Chiltern's ticket to the preliminary final. Margins out to 33 points. Thanks to TCM. That's a big kick of the Sharon from Kyle McGee.
That could be all she wrote. I think it's going to be too hard to come back. 6 inside 50s in this last term, Chiltern. They've really put the foot down and come out with...
It's just been an onslaught, an absolute barrage into half forward.
A little bit of feedback from the fans there, David.
Yeah. Always good to have feedback.
It's a gift, as they say in the classics, isn't it?
Sometimes it cannot be.
Umpire, yes, that's right. Umpire Hughes. Oh, gee, McGee got a whack in the noggin. I think it was accidental by Big Adsy. But I reckon he probably got it fair on the nose.
Blair Osman, I think, wasn't it?
Was it Blair, was it? Yeah, but it was accidental, but geez, they sting there.
This is the stage in the game where you really want Chiltern beneath you, not Thurgoona.
Yeah.
As a commentator.
As a commentator. Scooter Fraser, can we make a change?
So I reckon he'll probably come off for the blood rule.
There's a blood rule, Michael McWilliams down in the forward line.
Yeah, he got
2 of them.
All right, so that's...
They don't have enough to come on.
So they need someone to take the kick, and that's going to be taken.
Well, they're going to be down to 17 on the ground here because Jack Gray's day is done. Mark Doolan doesn't want to come back on the ground. He's nursing a niggle. And as McWilliams departs the field of play...
Jeez. They've got to work it out.
Chiltern are going to be down to 17 men. So they've got to get this blood rule sorted too quickly. And Doolan is not entering the field of play.
No, and he wouldn't want it to.
So Chiltern are down to 17.
Said, is anyone coming on?
So the best thing I could suggest is...
play with 17.
Yeah, or mop up that nose of McWilliams as quick as you can. Oh, good grab. Adam Pryor pinched it out over the back. Now, I think he's too far out to score a goal here.
Oh.
Big Adgy, yeah. We've been watching him over the last couple of weeks. It might be just struggling on his range these days, Gussie. He's looking around for an option to give it off.
Ah, come on, Adgy.
It's 2 of his kicks at the moment, boys.
So Adam Pryor, he'll try to kick from 48. I reckon he'll sit her up the top of the goal square. He does exactly that with a little bit more. Up she goes, off hands, minor score. He hit it nicely. Brooks flew high, and the ball goes through for a rush behind. So scoreboard check, Chiltern 12-11-83, Thurgoona 6-13-49. Scooter, give us an update on that craziness down the bench for JJ's waste and recycling.
Now, currently 4 Swans on the bench. Cole McGee's holding his right jaw. Michael McWilliams looks like he might have a nose injury. Doesn't look like it's broken, but he's coming back on now.
Fenton's kick from fullback was turned over, and it was a nice mark by Vandermeer. But now the Bulldogs re-enter the contest over the top of Neander. Got a bad bounce. Sorensen dispossessed. Was it holding the ball? Umpire said it was a hold.
Held without it.
Free kick to Chiltern, and he plays on quickly. Looks like McWilliams, that nose is back under control, and no more clarets coming as he kicks long down the line. Howard, strong hands in front of Gould. Takes a great outdoors mark of the day here in the 4th and final turn for the X-Ray group. Inboard to Rake. Rake and Jones in a good battle. Rake, He got legged. Umpire saw it that way, and it's a free kick to Thurgoona. They need everything to go right from this point of the game, Thurgoona. They trail 83-49. And if you sense I'm trying to glam this one up a little bit, you're right. Rake, inside 50, great kick to Garricky. Scooter Fraser, JJ's waist. They need the ball in the hands of these two more regularly.
Yeah, and Tommy Rake hasn't had enough of it today, I think. Probably playing a bit of a role, but certainly on the ball now. But she's game over.
So Garricky looking to kick goal number 93 for the season. Kev Garricky winds up with a long one. Oh, Toddy kept it in. No, he didn't. Minor score. Minor score as the Thurgoona Bulldogs move to 6 goals, 14-50. Chiltern 12-11-83. We've played 13 minutes here for our good friends at the X-Ray group.
Yeah, Lukey Daly will bring it back in. He finds Lappin, and Luke Daly's game today has just been superb. Outstanding. He's shown all his experiences. Lappin kicks it back to him. He goes to the youngster, backs young Sorensen in. Bailey McAllister over the back. Sorensen won the ball on the second opportunity. Kicks it towards Bodie Hibberson. Brought the ball to ground. They got some numbers for Goona, but they might turn it over. Quinn the Eskimos. Handball was good to McWilliams. He broke the tackle of Jono Painting. McWilliams penetrating kick. Pryor out the back might get an opportunity. No, he won't. Good grab taken by Steinke. His left foot pass is good. He finds Cody Howard, and it's a tough ask now for the Bulldogs, Gus. Howard has it at half-back. They'll trail by 33 points, and we've gone 13 and a half minutes for Jappo Donks.
That bloke can hold his head up high. He's been superb, Howard. He's trying to do everything he can to get his doggies back in the contest.
He's a player you just come and watch play country footy, Gus. He's a sensational player.
Very lucky to have him straight out of the waffle into the TDFL. He'd love to be playing with his brother today, Matt, but unfortunately he failed the fitness test this morning. Hibberson, in fact it was Gould, out wide to Daly. Brooks inside 50, not his best. Here's an opportunity now for Gould, who goes underground. Cooper, tied up in the pocket, finds the right, centres the ball to the top of the square. Pryor's got 2 to beat. Out the back of the contest was Jono's jerky. Spills out now for Chiltern, trying to find Vandermeer was McGee. Handball was offline, out of bounds for a boundary throwing deep into the pocket as we get some Mac Jack Shed stats from David Wink. We'll bring it back into play, 30 from goal.
9 inside 50s for the Chiltern Swans in this last term.
Up she goes, back down it comes. Have a look at him. Just putting on a clinic, young Vandermeer this quarter. Left foot kicks a good one. Running onto it is Cooper. Paddled it nicely towards Pryor. As he says, you get it, young fella. Dish it out to me. No, I'll help you out now. Pryor shimmied. He got through one. Got the ball out. Free kick is actually going to go. I think the free kick will go to young Hines for the initial tackle on Adam Pryor, which was an absolute beauty under a lot of pressure. So Hines, down the line he goes. Not a lot of options there. Good pressure out the back by Daly, who's pushed up the ground now. He might be trying to sniff out a goal to cap off. A magnificent day in the office for Luke Daly. Big tackle, ball up. 33 points is the margin. Time is against the Bulldogs now, Gus. 15 and a half minutes have ticked over. That's for Jappo Dogs. And we're doing this one for the X-Ray group, the final term.
It looks like the top three sides will be the three sides alive here in the TDFL. As Thurgoona have it at centre half back. Dangerous turnover here. Whistles come out. Free kick. It's going to go the way of Steinke. Or is it going to go the way of Jones?
Yeah.
It's going to go the way of Jones. Scooter, talk us through it.
Yeah, the ball fell out while the tackle happened, and
Play on. Here's an opportunity into the hands of Vandermeer. Missing. Minor score.
yeah, and it was given for holding the man as Jones handballed off. Good pick up by the umpire, though.
I think they've officiated the game relatively well. They've been consistent today, the umpires.
They have
84-50 as Rake has it. A turnover, Robbie.
Yeah, McGee. Geez, they're still hunting hard, aren't they? Gould was good. Here's Quinn. He's had a big second half. Sorensen just getting better and better by every minute he plays senior footy. Falls away again of Gould. Gould's pretty good in this situation. Low kick. Hibberson to cap off a big game. Misses to the right-hand side. The coach, 12-13-85. Thurgoona, 6-14-50. In fact, when I was looking, the most shots on goal today, Gussie, has in fact been by Jaden Vandermeer, who's had 6 shots on goal.
I reckon I could give you a few contenders for best on ground today. Scoot, I reckon Vandermeer's in the mix. I reckon Hibberson's in the mix. And tell you what, Sorensen's been great for Chiltern as well. As Thurgoona dangerously switched the ball. Fenton got a bad bounce. Here's Quinn, wants to sit on the left boot. Top of the goal square, not Quinn's best effort. Seen across the line there, looks like Jack Muldoon to see it across the chalk. Scooter Fraser for JJ's Waste and Recycling. It's all about making sure nothing goes wrong in an injury perspective here for Chiltern.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, obviously they've had those injuries, so they want to look after themselves.
Another kick to Neander. Brought to ground, Hardy, got a fist on it. Lappin over the top to Shannon. McWilliams. Jeez, he's had a massive last quarter. McWilliams, so's this fella, Vandermeer. Look away, handball. Ball comes back in board. Hibberson marks. Brad Hibberson will shoot from 35 out, 45-degree angle. And the other one has had Quinn's been outstanding.
Yep.
Jeez, they've just come out. This last quarter it's super impressive, Winky.
And then Quinn was playing reserves under me a couple of years ago, Robbie, so he's come a long way since then.
Hasn't he gone and leaps and bounds since he got rid of you?
Have a look at the peacock just right in front of us here, Robert.
Yeah, there
He's
he
got
is.
a man bun as well.
Yeah,
We've got the CPAP machine ready for the peacock.
Or the defib.
Brad Hibberston, shut up you blokes, running into goal now. Hibbo, can he swing one back? Well, he's missed one to the right and he's missed one to the left. And it's another minor score to Chiltern, 12-15-87. They leave Thurgoona 6-14-50. Scotty Fraser, what do you got for me for JJ's Waste and Recycling?
Well, I think it's Tyson Neander kicking out for Thurgoona. The peacock's right in front of
Yep.
me. That is a beautiful, beautiful colour today.
Say good day to him.
Would love to find out who does his hair.
Say good day to him.
I reckon that's a home job, Gussie.
Yeah.
Long down the line, Thurgoona. Kick via Kemp. You can tell this one's getting a bit out of hand. In through the corridor, shake and bake from Cooper. Cooper on the right boot, long down the line to a contest. Good fist coming in there from Jono's Jerky. He gets the ball out wide. Sitting nicely here for Shannon. Good pick up from the youngster. On the right, high up and under. Puts Neander under a fair bit of pressure here. Neander. Good mark up against Hibberson. And for a coach like Brad Hibberson, who has to worry about next week as well, he's throwing himself at everything here. Ralph kicks a fair way backwards, but it looks okay. Thurgoona want to come down the line. Ball's in the hands of McAllister. He's been good. On to Howard, who's clearly been Thurgoona's best. Wants to break open the game. Sells a bit of candy. Put Sorensen flat on his ass, to be quite frank. Handball was poor. Mason mops up for the Swans. Attacks the corridor and the ball sits nicely. Playing on quickly is Hibberson. Hibberson put Vandermeer under the pump. Hampton went in the one-handed fist and picked it up nicely. Sorensen tackled him. Ball's now in dispute. Sits nicely for Cody Howard.
Yeah, Kemp got a handball to Howard. Intercepted, though, by Benny Gould. Drives it to half forward. Here he goes. Big Kyle McGee. Marks 60 out from goal. He got Bodie Hibberson and Adam Pryor. What do you got, Scoot?
Have a shot.
Well, he should be kicking from an extra 5 metres in front.
He goes, woof. There it goes. Pryor's got front position and cool, couldn't quite hold on to it. Kennedy got a handball to McAllister. Got it back to Neander. Quickly, his stats for Mac Jack Sheds. They must be up near 30, are they, Winky?
29.
29. I reckon he'll get 30. Hardy's sitting over it. Can't win it. Little Shannon was vigorous at the footy. overrunning it now. Back here, chance for Shannon. Long kick to the goal square, over the back. He can't mark it, was Neander. It would have been stat number 30, Gus. Minus score, 12-16-88, 6-14-50. Chiltern lead. We are nearly, 20 minutes gone for Japo Donks. Here comes 30, I reckon.
David Wink, Mac Jack Shed stats.
Yeah, Robbie's right. That's
Dangerous
30.
turnover from fullback and Neander. Clever work there from Quinn. Up to the challenge. The Thurgoona Bulldogs. Clever work from Kemp. Feeds it out to Huey Hampton, who breaks away from a tackle. Finds the right boot down the line. Looking to find Rake. Rake's got the overlapping run. Sits for him nicely. Gets to 45, the captain of the Dogs. And Dion Gleeson intercepts for Chiltern, and he plays on quickly. Ball's in the hands of Gould across half back. Called to play on by the umpire. Long down the line to Mick Williams. This bloke's been excellent in the ruck today. Chiseling ball, finds Shannon on the half volley. Umpire said play on. Shannon's got to get involved once again. Just puts his arms up like a big wrestler and says, don't come anywhere near me. Mick Williams once again. Gould head over the football. Handballs to Mick Williams. Long down the line. Uncontested mark. Gibbons across half back. He's going to kick to the fat side for the Dogs.
Howard, but he's got to be clean here. Pressure by Jones. Howard to class act. He'll paddle it till he get it. He's like Jess Fox in the Olympics. He eventually goes his way. Breaks the tackle. Had 2 bounces. Thinks about a third. Drives it long. Now inside forward 50. Big Toddy Miller marks. He'll have to hurry. Kick from 50. Sees Kev Gericke. Piercing kick. Gericke. Gleeson from behind. Good pressure. Ball stays in. Tommy Rake goes, well, it's that moment in life where sort of ambition clashes with reality, and he's kicked it out of bounds on a full. It was a bold attempt. Scotty Fraser for JJ's Waste and Recycling.
The decision has been made to bring Luke Daly to the bench, boys. Just give him a rest, done enough today, and get ready for next week.
You know he's coming into the game with a little bit of a niggle, and Robbie, I reckon you've sold Tommy Rake up the river here because the boundary umpire's going to throw it in.
There you go. He might have been out when he tried that attack on the goal. Well done, Tommy.
How's the apology for boundary throw in, back into play. Osmond's kick was smothered off the boot. Hampton, tracked by Sorensen. Huey might give away a free kick here. Umpire says no. Gould, pick the pocket of Williams. Over up the top of the run here from Lappin. Well-measured handball. Finds the runner in Cooper. Back over the top to Lappin. Didn't quite sit for him. Getting busy here. Head over the football was McGee, who's been good today. Handball was smothered off the boot. Nice work here from Ralph at Thurgoona. Handball's in towards a bit of grass. Needs to sit for Williams. Does now. He's got a runner over the top in Gibbons. Got a bad bounce. Made it look better than what it was. Broke away from Mason. Back in board to Williams. Williams, he's knackered. Kicks in towards Tommy Rake. Head over the football once again. He's Luff. He's been everywhere. Slaps it forward. Cooper regathers to the Swans. On to Ben Mason across half-back.
Mason, left foot kick. Superb as ever. He finds Lappin, and surely the Swans will look to taking a bit of gas out of this game at some point here. They have just been full-on running hard here. McGee goes over his head, beats Steinke, falls the way of Cody Howard, under a bit of pressure from the Eskimo, and he might have got a little backhand. He might have put his finger out there or something. Just Quinn, just looking at that, I reckon he might have dislocated the finger there.
Or get him off.
He's running towards the bench here, but Gus, he might be greeted with the news there's no one else to go on.
Well, I reckon they'll play a couple of man short because there's 90 seconds to go.
I hope it is only a dislocated finger. That's all I'd say. We don't want it to be anything worse than that. As
Scooter will track
they
it
go
for
forward
us.
again. No, they won't. They'll get cut off here, Gus.
Neander, who's tried immensely hard today for the Dogs, and he's done for holding the ball. A little bit stiff. So Chiltern, they want to attack the corridor. Vandermeer just got there. The run from McAllister was late. Here's Vandermeer. Gets to 55. Kicks into the leading lane, trying to find Pryor. A bit too much on it for him. Well done, Fenton. Won the battle. Out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Scooter Fraser, JJ's Waste and Recycling.
Yeah, Ned Quinn's just come to the bench holding that left wrist. Fingers are intact, Robbie, but might be the left thumb, but it's already taped anyway, so probably just a stinger.
Yeah, he's had that broken a couple of times, I think.
I watched Happy Gilmore the other night. And
Well, as long as he doesn't end up like Chubbs.
Yes.
In comes the ball from the boundary umpire. Sorensen, been busy, tries to find the coach. The coach toe poked it backwards to Mick Williams. He's a strong operator. Back to Sorensen. Sorensen into the forward pocket. Mark's been taken. Is it Cooper?
It is.
Shannon plays on. No, he's going to have to come back
touched off
on.
the boot, boys.
So he's called touched off the boot, so I'm assuming we're going to ball it up, Scooter.
Yeah.
That's why Neander was tackling him.
Yeah. It all ended well.
It all ended well. 88 to 50.
Well done, Adam Zarkle. Just good, calm decision there. Yeah, he did it beautifully.
The good operator, Zarks, isn't he?
Good
Robbie?
fella, mate.
You
Yeah.
can tell Robbie had a scrum with him at half-time in the president's room. How were the scones, Robert?
Good.
Very good. Didn't see any come back up here. Here's a go for smothered off the boot was Ralph. Tied up in the back pocket, Kemp. And he's going to try and break away here for Thurgoona. Long down the line goes Kemp.
Yeah, he's been all right today, Kemp. I reckon Riley Kemp lifted his game from last week. He showed flashes, but today he's been good. But, geez, they started so well, Thurgoona. Just been beaten by a better side.
No scones, Wink.
No, there wasn't. There was none left.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Down the way. I actually caught up with Clint Harvey. He was complaining about how many hours he's been working of late.
And the lack of scones.
In the real estate game. I said, righto, Clint, get on with it. Here he goes. Tapped by Elias. Handball, tapping. Hibberson again gets his hands on it. Geez, had a bit of the footy, young Shannon, this quarter. Little chipping kick over the back. Here he is, our man from Jono's Jerky. Jono Painting. Delivers the ball between wing and half back. Hines flies high. Sorensen, handball. On to Vandermeer. Vandermeer drives it forward. And as he said, I am not chasing that. I've had enough.
As the siren sounds in the minor semi-final, and it's curtains for Thurgoona. Their strong run under the coach of Dan McAllister in 2025 comes to the end at the hands of the Chiltern Swans. The Swans prevail to the preliminary final, 12-16, 88 to 6-14, 50. You can't help but think the poor goal kicking in the opening term is going to come back and has come back to bite the Thurgoona Bulldogs. Robbie, they kicked how many points in the first quarter?
Yeah, 3 goals, 6 to 2-2. And they had a 10-point lead, but realistic, it should have been probably 4 goals, mate.
We'll go boundary side. Scooter Fraser's got injured Swan superstar Braden O'Hara.
Yeah, I think one of the best things up Chiltern's sleeve today was to have a fair bit of experience on the bench. Brado, what was it like?
I think all our plans worked really well. The boys stuck to it, and I just think we looked a lot sharper today than what we did last week. I think we were pretty sluggish last week, the way we controlled the footy and our disposal. But today, after quarter time, I think we really got on top, and we played the way we wanted to play, and it was really pleasing.
Taking that experience out of the game for yourself, Mitch Hemming and Dylan Van Claveren, but Lukey Daly stood up well today.
Oh yeah, Lukey's hobbling around. He makes me feel young, and he's only about a week. He's only about a week older than me, so I look at him and I don't feel so bad. So it's good.
Yeah, side lives to tell another day. What happens next week, mate? With yourself, with Mitch?
Yeah, we'll see how we go through the week. Be touch and go really. But after the way we played them last time, we just got to come out and compete a lot harder and work a lot better, like as a team. Last week they showed us up, really. They probably should have been up by a lot more at half-time, and we stayed in the game, and we know that we can go with them. We did well last time we played them, but they're a quality side, and we just got to show up.
Good luck, mate.
Braden O'Hara, boundary side there with Scott Scooter Fraser, the injured Swan superstar, and that'll be the million-dollar question coming into next week's game, won't it, gents? The availability of Mitch Hemming and Braden O'Hara, who will have to fight fitness tests to come back into this lineup. But once again, the Chiltern Swans live to fight another day. And there's something about this Swans outfit. They just know how to win when it matters here at Sandy Creek.
Yeah.
They were beaten last week convincingly by Barney. But I remember sitting back and watching. There was no panic in the last quarter. They brought players off. They didn't need to be out there. And they put all their eggs in the basket of winning today, Robbie.
Yeah, they did, Gussie. And I think what they could do, so the temptation obviously is going to be look seriously hard at Mitch Hemming. I reckon Braden O'Hara at best bet is if they got through to the grand final. What I saw out there today, the trust you'd have in that playing group, particularly like after halfway through that first quarter, I'd back him in to give Barnawaffa a real shake next week. If they could do that, they then potentially do get a couple of those players come back into the side. So, yeah.
Boys, I've got Michael McWilliams. Great job in the ruck today, mate. To be honest, I was just talking to Brado when they said you were going to go up against Hardy. He said no, but Brad Hibberson said, no, we're going to get Mika in, get him underneath Hardy and get those taps. You did a bloody good job today.
No, cheers, mate. I mean, it's all just about system. Like, we're really lucky. You got, Owie, Hibbo, Lukey, Daly. Like, so you just want to play your role. I mean, I'm pretty lucky. I don't think I got lucky today. So, yeah, just sometimes the ball bounces your way.
Well, it doesn't have to be pretty, mate, but every time the ball got to the ground, you got quite a few clearances there. How did you approach that, obviously, with Lincoln Hardy being able to jump so high? Was that something you had? You just wanted to get in underneath from the start?
Oh, yeah, well, we obviously know he's athletic. He's obviously just riddled with talent. I know, obviously, I'll probably win the strength battle, so we just sort of got to try to get on our terms. In the first quarter a bit as well, it's sort of just about our systems. And, yeah, they sort of played a bit of their footy, and, yeah, we just thought if I could get the body around the ground. Centre clearance is always a bit tough, but, again, probably got a bit lucky there. But, yeah, it was just, take his leap away, which was sort of lucky. That they say they're going to change the ruck rules, so this could be it for me. So.
Wind the clock back 7 days, mate. You were pretty angry after the game with yourself and a few teammates, but you bring that into today and really lifted your game.
Yeah, mate. We know our best is good enough, against anyone. And it's just obviously frustrating. We see glimpses ourselves, and, yeah, I think we just hold ourselves to a really high standard. And, credit to Barney. They were great. They got the game on their terms, and we let them. And, yeah, just we know, footy, the time goes pretty quickly. We've got enough to do what we need to do. And, yeah, when it's capability, well, you live with that, but the capability's here. It was just effort, energy. So, yeah, good obviously get the win today, and, yeah, I better go.
Well done, mate. You've taken the scalp of the interleague ruckman, so well done.
Great interview there from Scooter Fraser, boundary side, with ruckman of the Chiltern Swans, Michael McWilliams. He was beaten last week in the ruck battle against Moose Quinn, and he had his back against the wall. He come out today against interleague ruckman in Link Hardy, and he won the battle. As Thurgoona make their way off the ground, unfortunately their season does draw to a close, but they were brave and gallant today.
Yep.
An epic victory last week against Beechworth, and for a side that have missed out on finals for the last couple of years, they got there last year. They've gone one better this year, Robbie, than they did last year, and they'll just keep building into 2026, and they can hold their heads up very high.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. A gutsy win last week, a real win for the ages, and that's what it's about. It's a cutthroat business, it's a hard way to do it. And probably, if you look at it, the experience of Chiltern, there's a lot of premiership players in that side, a lot of experience for both first and seconds over the last 4 or 5 years, and it come to the fore in that big second half today, and they weren't be able to catch them up. And what was really good about Chiltern, Gussie, you have a look at their first 5 or 10 minutes of the third and the last quarter. It is what wins finals matches. They were absolutely full on. That first 10 minutes of the last quarter, Winky, that was just ferocious footy.
It certainly was, and it's what has won the premierships over the last few years and got them into grand finals.
Yep. Here's the song, boys. The Swans hang on in the minor semi-final, and they booked themselves a date with the Barnawatha Tigers, a rematch of last week's, major qualifying final, and they will take on Barnawatha for a spot in the big dance. Full-time score here, 12-16-88 to Thurgoona, 6-14-50. Stick with us here on the TDFL live stream. Of course, we are going to catch up with winning coach Brad Hibberson very, very shortly. Scooter Fraser will try and extract him, and we'll soak up the emotion of a big, big Chiltern victory. We might go to David Wink for some Mac Jack Shed stats. How did the day finish up on the stat sheet, Winky?
Yeah, well, there's some of the team stats, Gussie. Chiltern led the centre clearances 13-7, and a lot of that came down to that man we just spoke to, Mickey McWilliams. And then 14 free kicks to 12, 48 inside 50s to 35, 18 marks inside forward 50-9, Chiltern's way. And then 14 intercept marks to 16. Thurgoona won that one. But Chiltern winning all those major categories that we take. And then Brad Hibberson leading the way with 26 disposals. Finn Lappin also had 25 as well.
He was excellent.
He was very good for the Swans. And then for Thurgoona, Tyson Ender had 30. And then Cody Howard, he had 26 disposals. And he's a heck of a player, isn't he?
Winky, did you say 14 to 12 free kicks?
Yes.
I love that style of game. That's a good amount of free kicks to be paid.
Have you got
it means
yesterday's
they let
win?
it go. What was it yesterday? Yesterday wasn't over the top either, was it?
Oh, I had 22 to 28 or something.
Yesterday, so it was 50 free kicks yesterday.
Yeah, it was something. I don't have it in front of me.
I think players like to play under that type of umpiring, Gussie, because the only free kick they're going to pay is an absolute obvious one. and everyone will cop that.
Yeah, and I think
it's a good way to do it.
I can only recall one that was missed, and that was the frontal contact down here. But the footy gods sorted that one out. The ball went out of bounds, and nothing come from it. So I didn't think there was anything glaringly bad, and I thought the men in green did a good job today, Winky.
22 to 29 free kicks yesterday. Just got the sheet out.
So 51 yesterday, 26 today. That's double.
Yeah.
Double, yeah. And look, all games are different, I know, but I just like the way Adam Zarkle, Clint Harvey and Matty Hughes umpired today. Well done.
We'll catch up with Scooter Fraser as soon as we can. He'll bring Brad Hibberson onto the ground for a post-game chat. And speaking of Brad Hibberson, his Mac Jack stats, David Wink?
26, and I think he got 1 goal 2 or 1 goal 3 as well.
He was everywhere, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he's not coaching Chiltern after this season, so this potentially coming into this could have been his last game in charge of his home club, but he was fantastic, and especially at the starter quarters. I noticed, obviously taking his numbers, he'd get 4 or 5 touches really early in the quarter. And
there's the Peacock. There's the Peacock.
Hey,
what a man!
Well done, Saul. He's the man.
He certainly is. I'll tell you what, I'm looking across this Chiltern 21 today that took the field, and I'm looking at everyone's name, and I can genuinely think that everyone that took the field today made a contribution for the Chiltern Swans. Adam Pryor kicked his goal and competed all day. Corey Sorensen was a late inclusion last week, and he could feature amongst the best players today. I thought he was that good. Will Shannon and Jake Cooper on the wings were great. Ned Quinn popped up and did what he did. Jeremy Luff was outstanding, and so was Dion Gleeson in the back six. I mean, every line for Chiltern today was challenged, and they responded.
I think Ned Quinn has been, obviously he's gone there, I think last year he played a handful of games as well, but his last 2 weeks across half forward gives them a real focal point of, they've obviously got Dawes and Adzi who are past their prime and not as athletic and agile as they once were, but his ability to get up the ground and then create space behind him, I think it's been really good the last 2 weeks.
And that's something as well, Robbie, which is giving Chiltern a really versatile forward line. We know what Doolan and Pryor are going to offer, and that strength, and they'll wrestle, and they get the ball, they'll take their chances. McGee was much better today. We learnt that he was sick last week, and he worked his way up and down between the arcs excellently, took a couple of marks and kicked a fantastic goal. And then they got Quinn in the forward line as well. It allows them to give guys like Ashton Brooks a little bit of space, who I thought was excellent today as well. And they've really got a multifaceted forward line, which as a coach, an opposition coach, is something that's hard to combat. And Adam Mudra is going to get busy going to work on that this week. They were poor, the Chiltern forwards last week. They didn't kick anywhere near enough goals, but today they responded and they stood up, and it was a really different Chiltern outfit than what we saw last week.
Yeah, we had Mark Doolan only kick 1 goal. It was off the ground a bit. Adam Pryor only kicked 1, but he was competitive. So if you had said that you're going to keep them at 2 goals, you'd almost back yourselves in to have a pretty good win there if Thurgoona. But, as Gus said, the rest of them stepped up and they showed they've got a few other strings to the bow when it comes to kicking goals.
They certainly do, and they stepped up today when they had their backs against the wall. 88-50. To tell us all about it, he's the coach of the Chiltern Swans, Brad Hibberson, who's boundary side with Scooter Fraser for JJ's Waste.
I am here with Victoria's coach, and very close to best on ground, I reckon.
Yep.
I've had to eat a bit of humble pie and tell him that I picked Thurgoona, because I just thought with O'Hara, Van Claveren and Hemming sitting on the bench, mate, that it might have just been that class that you missed. But to be honest, Van der Meer, Luff, Sorensen and Quinn. Tell us first about Sorensen. He weighs about 45 kilos. How good was he today?
Yeah, he was super on the wing. He adds plenty of pace, and it's probably what we were missing. I think last time he played was at Barney, and he got concussion, and he's had a few head knocks. So, he took them a few extra weeks, and he's come in, and he's taken off. He a bit lighter last week, struggled a little bit to come into the game because he only trained for a couple of weeks. But today he was super, and he just gives us that run. Same as Texie, similar sides. Jake Cooper. They're just light, and they run and have a crack, and that's all we ask from the young boys. So.
And someone that defies his size, but he's been so consistent, Ned Quinn.
Yeah, mate. He's got the jukes. He doesn't drop a mark. He leads up nice and hard. And, we've got a pretty good matchup there on him. We just thought, just use him every opportunity. Go through him and he'll create something. Swings around on his left. And, he's just a good young bloke as well. So, got a few good ones that are coming up and playing their role.
Who was the masterstroke that decided Dion Gleeson should be a permanent backman?
Well, we actually recruited him as a backman, and then last year, obviously, we were lacking a bit of firepower, and he went forward and he kicked a few goals. But he actually came to us. He played back in the Murray League, so, and he's just got pace off the mark and can close the pace down. So, yeah, and he's an athlete. He's like a Jack Malroe, similar to him, but probably locks down a little bit more and just beats his man. That's all we ask him to do as an assistant coach, to set the example. And, yeah, that's what we got him here for. And, yeah, he can go forward as well if we have to. But, yeah, that's what he's there for, to lock down.
One of the biggest efforts today, mate, Michael McWilliams in the ruck. The big leaping link Hardy, but Mika just got in and under, and he got a lot of clearances himself too.
Yeah, nah. Like, he's not real tall. He's bloody solid. I keep telling him he's got to get out of the gym so he can move around the ground a bit better. But, you know, I actually had him starting in there, and I watched the videos, and Link Hardy just runs and just jumps, and I was like, what do we do here? But I spoke to him how to play and just take his space, and like, if you had to... Sorry about that.
You're right, mate. All good. Show goes on.
If you have to grab it and just send it forward, you just do that, mate, because we try to lock it in. And, yeah, he's just a big body, and he's all team. He'll be a life member of this footy club one day, hopefully. He's done everything. He's coached every grade, premiership coach in the reserves. He's been president, he's been secretary, he's been everything. So he's just a super bloke to have around the club, and, you know, he just does his job, and that's all we ask.
I think I talked to Braden O'Hara before, and he said, no, don't put Mika in the middle on Hardy, but you've trumped him. Boys, you got a couple of questions for the winning coach?
Yeah, Hibbo, it's Gus. I just want to cast your memory back to 7 days ago. During the last quarter, I noticed your bench was immensely calm. You were bringing players on and off the ground, and there was no care factor at all. You were down by 45 points. Internally, did you guys have a collective effort and mindset of, we're just going to put all our eggs in the basket of today and not worry about last week's game once it got without reach?
Nah, not at all. Not at all. You know, we go out there to win every game, and I was, you know, pretty disappointed in the way we ended last week. So we went back to the drawing board. Same thing happened to us last year. We got absolutely belted by Kiwa in that first final. And we know we can turn things around if we just knuckle down and get everyone on the same page. And, you know, it actually hurt a lot last week how we just dropped away. And, you know, we had the league medal night, and I was pretty embarrassed about walking in there the way we finished. And it kind of hurt a lot. And I sort of did all me focus on, you know, we've got to be better than that and more proud than that. We're a proud club. We don't do that. And I give it to the boys on Tuesday night about it. It's just not good enough. And then before the game, I give it to them just to put it in the back of your mind. We're not stopping. You know, we're running this game out. Doesn't matter what happens, scoreboard, nothing. We're having a crack to the end, and that's what we did. So, yeah.
How do you manage the minutes of Kyle McGee? We know he's a dominant ruckman, but we also saw the best of him at centre-half forward today. How do you manage the minutes of him and, I suppose, the other utilities you've got in your lineup, Hibbo?
Well, today Mika played a lot more in the ruck, and him at centre forward because Dools just was a bit tight, so we put Dools off. He stayed warm just in case, but I don't think I was putting Dools back on no matter what.
Dools one coming back on,
mate. He wants to. You've got to actually force him. You've got to tie him down, bloody not let him back on. So obviously he went forward and spent a lot more time forward this week. But Geezer's, you know, he's still a young bloke. He's 23, I think he is, and you know, we know if he gets up and about, he can tear a game apart. And his last half today was super. He took some really big grabs. He took a fair few knocks and everything, but he kept getting up. So he's just a young bloke. He get his confidence up and he gets running. He's hard to stop, especially with his height.
Herbert's Wink here, mate. What's the thing you learned from last week that you need to change about the way you played last week, taking on Barnawatha obviously again? What was the thing that you were most disappointed with last week about how you guys played?
Oh, mate, there was plenty that I was disappointed about. Mainly more the game style we played. We just kicked it down their throats all day and didn't use the footy like we should have.
You look like a completely different side today.
Yeah. Well, we know how we want to play, so I don't know why. First final, it might have got to them. You know, we went away from how we want to play footy. So we just went back to the drawing board and said, this is how we play. I don't know where that come from. I told them at every break against Barney, even though we were in the game till late. But, yeah, we just totally went away from what we wanted to do. And it's happened a few times this year. We've been two up and down. Oi, oi, oi. But, yeah, we just got to get back to focusing on how we play footy in our best brand and, yeah, go from there.
Hibbo, last one for me, mate. Actually, not give me a question. It's going to be a big pat on the back to you, mate. your leadership game today was absolutely fantastic. I know you don't like the personal accolades, but when you want a leader to step up in a final, to do what you did, particularly, you know, in that second half, second quarter onwards, well done to you, mate. And you backed up what you asked during the week, and that's what a good coach does. So congratulations and good luck for the rest of the year, mate.
All right, thanks, guys.
Super effort, Hibbo.
Brad Hibberson, boundary side there with Scooter Fraser. We might get Scoot. Oh, have you got one more for him, Scooter?
Well, he got the sealer that he kicked in that last quarter. We're giving him the Union Hotel $30 meal voucher for goal of the day.
And Hibbo, I've been reliably informed you can't use it for schooners on the way home, mate. You've got to have a feed, so maybe get the kids some chicken nuggets on the way home. Brad Hibberson, boundary side with Scooter Fraser. We might try and get Scoot to catch up with one more guest if we can. Maybe if we can get DMAC to join us here on the broadcast. I know it'll be tough, but Scoot will be the man to try and catch up with him. I think Thurgoona can hold their head very high. They were brave and gallant, and I can't help but keep coming back to that opening term, Robbie, when they were the best side in the first quarter, but they just could not convert on their opportunities. And then you look at the second quarter, when Chiltern had their chances, they took them.
Yeah, maybe, we said 10-point lead at quarter time with 9 shots to 4. You'd probably like to think it may be a 4-goal lead. But I think at some point in time, I think Chiltern would have caught up with him because I was fascinated hearing the way Brad Hibberson went about it from the moment they were beaten last week. What he said to the side, how disappointed he was, because it's a bit of a pet hate of mine these days, is I'm not sure how hard a lot of sides take defeat. He's home truths, spoke about it, what you're required to do, and they came out and delivered, and he was a man who started it, and he led it.
The thing that I found really interesting from Brad Hibberson was his raw emotion and the way he described that he was embarrassed to enter the Barton medal count, and that's as raw and real as it gets from someone like
That's
Hibbo.
the way it's got to be, mate. I'm telling you now, if you lose a final like that, and if you've got pride in yourself, there's only one way to react. And he did that.
I was more so saying the fact that he can feel that way, but not many coaches are actually going to come forward and present that information.
They'll tell the team.
Yeah, a lot of people will keep that internal, and I think for someone like Hibbo, that he certainly wears his heart on his sleeve, and I just really enjoyed that interview. It's really refreshing to hear some honesty, Winky.
Yeah.
I've known Brad Hibberson a long, long time, and one thing he's a very proud person.
Yep.
That would have eaten at him all week, the way that they finished off last week's game.
Yep.
He, he's been doing that, playing that sort of way for a long time. Robbie, you've watched him a hell of a lot.
Yep.
Calling the ovens and Murray, and obviously out here as well in the Tallangatta League. When there's a big game and a big moment, Brad Hibberson's usually the one that puts his head over the footy or bops up and kicks a goal like he did in that last term.
Mate, there's a lot of wokeness has crept into the world in all aspects, and it's jumped into sport and it's jumped into coaching too. There's a lot who just pant around and don't want to go too hard. That's a genuine example of a fair dinkum bloke who the club respect, and he knows when he talks to the players, if he's feeling like that, well, they've got to react. And it's no words, you can say it, but the way he did it was absolutely fantastic because he led from the front.
On the flip side of the coin, unfortunately, the season has drawn to an end for the Thurgoona Bulldogs, and we appreciate the company of Dan McAllister, who's boundary side with Scooter Fraser.
Dan, sorry to interrupt your wind down out the back. We tried to talk to you from out the back, boys. You was enjoying a refreshment and just that.
And rightfully so.
Yeah, unfortunately not to be, Dan.
No. Look, and full credit to Chiltern. They are an amazing side. They are well coached, well structured, and when we applied the heat early in the game, they were able to respond. And dynasty sides do that, and that's what this side is. I think they're going to have a real red hot crack at Barney next week, and I can't wait to see what that game looks like.
I think a lot of the quarter time, half time, 3/4 time, you were talking about moments, and I think, and as you probably know, there were just a few moments that went begging that you could have kept you in the game, especially in that second and third quarters.
Oh, absolutely. Finals hits different, and we've had honourable losses through the year, and we've had some stirring victories, and they come off the back of key moments where you're able to either halve or win a contest, or hit the scoreboard and put the opposition under pressure. today we let them off the hook early, and a side like Chiltern, you can't do that to. A side like Chiltern, you've got to put away early, or they're going to keep coming. And they not only kept coming, they kept going. So, full credit to them.
Getting to know you over the last couple of years, honourable losses aren't anything you put as a statistic, but those moments that you missed out on. But I tell you what, someone that we were really, really happy to watch today and over the whole season is Cody Howard.
Oh, Cody brings more than his exciting playing ability. He is a genuine, amazing person, and his brother Matt, they bring a culture that I really resonate, the community resonates with, and, they've only made the place better, in their presence. So we're hoping that the guys will stick around, for many years to come, and you can actually build a side around those sorts of people and brands and cultures. So, he sets the ground alight when he's up and going, and I just wish we had him for more often than not this year. And, it's exciting to see what he can do next year.
Speaking of Cody's brother Matt, when I arrived here this morning, you were here nice and early too, supporting the club. I asked you if Matty Howard was playing, and you looked at your watch and said, "I'm giving him till the 11th hour." So the respect you afforded him obviously shows the relationship you've got with him, but wasn't to be. He pulled up a little bit sore.
Yeah, he did. And someone like Matt Howard, he really sets the standard when it comes to not only on-field but off-field and then recovery, preventative, reactive, sort of maintenance. And he did everything he could to make sure he could play today. And this one hurt Matt today. He wants this so bad. And he's getting a bit older, and, finals are hard to make. So we're not necessarily a walk-up start next year. We've got to put in the work. We've got to recruit well. We've got to develop our youth. And, to make sure that we remain viable. But people like Matt Howard, who are setting the standards, are certainly a big part of what that looks like. And, when you asked me this morning, I lied to you. I knew he was a player by then.
That sounded great right up until you said that. It was all about respect and giving Matty.
Get stuff, D-Mac.
Questions for D-Mac, boys?
Yeah, D-Mac, it's Gus here, mate. Commiserations, but congratulations on a great season. You constantly just referred then to we and us and the off-season. What does the off-season have in store, and is there an announcement on what might be playing out in terms of a coaching capacity next year and some potential players coming in and out of the football club?
Yeah, look. I'm certainly. I've got an appetite to keep going, Gus. And this young group have certainly ignited a fire in me. Some good, some bad from some weeks. However, we've got to appreciate what we've got, because there's a lot worse going on in the community, and that was reflective of how well the league respected what's going on publicly in the area. In regards to what the off-season looks like, until we announce a coach, we'll remain actively recruiting. The O&M starting to dissolve its season, so we'll be looking for some of those boys that are, not necessarily rejected, but who feel unappreciated, I suppose, is a good word. And we'll try and top up our top end. We've got 4 or 5 of the best players in the league, I feel, and if we can really narrow that gap between us, the Chilterns of the world, Kiwa, and certainly Barney now, and I've got to make mention of Rutherglen and Yak, because I still think that had Yak have made it, I think they would have made some real damage, just quietly.
D-Mac, obviously, mate, beaten by the better side in the day, but I'll tell you must be pretty proud of the boys there. It looked like the third quarter was just could get away a bit. Come back, got the last couple of goals, got it back to 15 points. What did you say to the boys at three-quarter time? What was it? Because they were hanging on, they were brave to get back there, but what did you see, mate?
It was a game again of moments. When we play our style, and it stacks up, I feel, against some of these sides. So when we play that way, we're able to, to put and change the status quo and the narrative a little bit. So, we were able to wrestle a little bit back and give ourselves an opportunity. We weren't that far out of it, So you've almost got to will them to believe in the process. And, that's easier said than done. It's easy to say. It's harder to do, especially when you've got a side as structured and as well drilled as what we're up against today. So it was really just, please believe in yourselves, because we all do. And, and you're right, the better side won today.
Good, mate.
D-Mac, at quarter time, you were 3 goals 6. A couple of easy ones went missing. If you could go back, is there something that you can do about that, or is it just sometimes it just doesn't go your way in front of goals?
It's a great question, Wink, and I hardly noticed that we missed all those goals either, just quietly. It's and that's what finals is about. You take those moments, and I tell you now, and I mentioned Tommy, who's our captain, who's a very proud person. He kicks 10 of those out of 10 every other time. And that's what finals brings, and those are the moments that we talk about. It seems like a throwaway line, but I'm telling you that those are key ingredients to winning finals. And you change that scoreline to 6-3 all of a sudden, and does Chiltern clam up? We don't know. We'll never know now. So we'll just, we'll get back to the drawing board and see how we go.
D-Mac, now unfortunately your season has drawn to a close. Looking into your crystal ball, Chiltern will take on Barney next week, but we saw an emphatic performance from Kiwa yesterday. Can either Chiltern or Barney match it with the Hawks, in your opinion?
Yeah, well, we were sort of joking that even if we got through, we wouldn't have a clue what to do with Kiwa, to be honest. Look, you got to be in it to win it, and we all throw our hats in through the year. Next week will be an emphatic battle. I can't wait to watch that game, to be honest. Who will win? I think you can flip a coin. I think it'll be a game of moments again, and whoever does win that game, all the very best of them in the grand final, because they've very much deserved it, and as of all the teams, there's no teams that made finals that are undeserving. We all work our butts off. We all sacrifice time away from family, friends, loved ones, and we train for 30 to 40 weeks just to play at Sandy Creek, for 1, 2, hopefully 4 weeks. And, unfortunately for us, it was only 2 weeks this year. And our goal will be to, 1, make finals, 2, go a bit further.
D-Mac, really appreciate your company across the last 2 weeks, even more so today after a tough loss. Head up high, mate, and we look forward to seeing what the Doggies can bring in 2026. Dan McAllister, boundary side with Scooter Fraser, and you can see why he has the record that he does. D-Mac as a footballer and then now as a coach. He's a class act, and we know he's got a good rev in him every now and then.
Heard that at three-quarter time.
That's what I like about him.
But he's been very good with his time, and the insight that he gives us has been superb. And I think everyone in the TDFL has been great with their insight they've given us across the last couple of weeks here in the drive home for our good friends at Border Cleaning Services. That interview with D-Mac was just really enjoyable, and I love listening to his insights. He's measured, he's poised, and he's so incredibly passionate, isn't he?
He's played at the highest level, hasn't he? And they were 2 really good interviews, Gussie. I reckon those 2 good interviews I've heard all year from coaches and post-match. So well done to Scoot on that. But yeah, well done. I think it's another reason why the Tallangatta League is so strong at the moment. They're doing well. They've got really good coaches at the clubs, and it makes a big difference, Winky. So anyone who's playing footy in the TDFL at the moment, you're getting to play under a good coach, and they know the game well, and they're educating and they're learning, and it's so bloody good. Yeah, that was really good listening. Both coaches loved it.
No, it was absolutely superb as the full-time siren has rung here. Chiltern 88 to Thurgoona 50. Scooter Fraser's come back in the box. I've got a nice warm meat pie here for you, Scooter.
I was wondering who that was for.
Yeah, courtesy of Daryl Hoare and the Waganya Footy Club. Firstly to you, mate, well done on a couple of great interviews. But just looking into the crystal ball ahead of next week, I can't help but think that if Chiltern can bring a performance like that, with the if, buts and maybes surrounding Mitch Hemming and in particular Braden O'Hara, I think Chiltern are a red-hot crack coming into next week. And we all said that Thurgoona started today as favourites.
Yeah, and did you notice Braden O'Hara deflected when I said about him and Mitch next week? So
well, it's not the first time Brado's had a microphone in front of him after the game. He's a seasoned pro.
No, but deflected about them two playing next week as well. So, today's another rest. Brado, he didn't have any, neither him or Mitch had their calf or hamstring. So, strapped today, whereas Mitch did last week. So I reckon they'd be doing everything possible to be on the ground next week. Obviously, the hamstring injury or quad injury to Jack Gray. Obviously, Dawes was just parked in the garage, I think, from half time.
Yeah, and that was a smart move in my opinion.
It certainly was. Look, a few times there, you crossed to me. I was going to talk about Luke Daly limping around, but I think I've got used to it. You know how Robert Harvey used to just hunch over and try and trick the opposition? I reckon that's what Luke Daly does.
Been doing it for 10 years, hasn't
he? He had 6 kilos of ice strapped to both his knees after the game.
Scoot, I reckon there's so much trust in that group at the moment. Hibbo's got so much respect. He might say to them, hey, boys, there's a couple of our lads here, a couple of our guns. If we're going to go all the way here, they need another week. I need you to do this again for me. And, they wouldn't let him down either.
And look, and the many times throughout the year where I've picked against the side because of injuries or different things like that and been proven wrong. We get out here and like I said to Hibbo, I've got to admit, mate, not that I didn't give him a chance, but I just thought with that polish that they had out of the side that Thurgoona might have had the wood over him, but not to be.
If you look at the way both of these sides played during the year, and I must admit, it was the only sole reason that I tipped Chiltern today, was Thurgoona haven't been able to kick over 58 points against Chiltern this year.
Yeah.
And it proved today they lacked avenues to goal, and they did a decent job at nullifying the impact of Kev Gericke. In the first 5 minutes of the game, I went, oh, gee, look out, this is going to be a Kev masterclass. The ton could be on today. Then they made the adjustment and they got Dion Gleeson onto him and they just managed to tick little boxes throughout the rest of the game. And I think Chiltern's back six is probably a bit of an unsung, not heroes, but it's a part of their game that is probably tugging along a bit better than what everyone thinks. We talk about their forward line, we talk about their midfielders, but Jeremy Luff's a makeshift centre-half back. He's a ruckman that's gone to centre-half back.
He's a good centre-half back.
And done a bloody good job of it. Yeah. Dion Gleeson going back into the fences has been superb. I thought the game today of Finn Lappin was excellent. And then you throw in some guys like a Benny Mason who just...
He's a star, mate.
A Rolls-Royce off half-back.
Yeah, big first half of his, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think the back six of Chiltern was outstanding today.
Yeah, without a doubt. Part of me just looks at Mitch Hemming being injured for the last few weeks. He's had the magnet board in front of him in that coaching from the bench role. Obviously, there's rumours getting around that he might be as part of the coaching staff next year. And I think that move of Gleeson onto Gericke was almost that match-winning move.
And the Dion Gleeson goal as well that, probably epitomises how good of a player Dion is. Not many defenders would have the smarts to transition with the key forward who went behind the play. Dion Gleeson probably went with him and then managed to kick a momentum-changing goal right on the eve of quarter time.
Yeah, I suppose he's such a smart player. He's a good player in the Murray League and he sees an opportunity. I think that's what finals football is all about. Sometimes you just got to take a punt, make a move, seek an opportunity, and he did. And what he did, he tried to stretch Kev a bit too, and in the end, Kev had to go. A bit too late. So it was just a good move. Sometimes you got to make that call, and when you're an experienced player like them, they make better calls on it. Their judgment is pretty sound normally, and what he has now, if they can get through Barnawaffa, if you talk about Connor Newnham and Guy Telford, you're talking about Gleeson and Luff as the potential key players that could play them.
Even a Lappin too.
Yeah, it squares things up a bit. There's some good finals campaigners out there amongst that Chiltern squad.
I tell you what, Adam Mudger and Barnawatha, I wouldn't say they're nervous, but they'd be wary because they saw a very different Chiltern outfit today than what we saw 7 days ago, Scoot.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that's what happens in finals where certain players stand up. And Muddy was here, obviously, as an avid onlooker today. And
so was Fully. I saw him.
Yep. Look, silly if they weren't, but...
probably wouldn't be doing their job if they didn't come out.
We're in for a cracker next week.
Oh,
I really do. I mean, most preliminary finals are when we're leading into them and we look at it, but, winning form's good form. Chiltern with a couple of injuries. Barney get Quinn back next week, and the dynamic changes totally from yesterday. So...
Big moose.
Really look forward to it.
Big sexy moose.
Big sexy moose. Thanks to Border Cleaning Services. We're done and dusted here at the MCG of the Bush. Winky, are you back here next Saturday?
Not sure yet.
Bit of
Selection hasn't taken place yet.
Yeah, what's it going to be?
Well,
Big
we had
week on the selection
a
table.
big special guest booked in for this final series, but with club ties has not worked out.
Yes, we'll leave that where it is. Big Mac, are you back next week?
No, I'm going to go and watch the Brookers next week. I got a second
Who do they
semi-final,
play?
so Osborne. So
They play Osborne.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Where's that one? At Walbundry?
Walbundry, yeah. So I would love to be here.
You'll have an earpiece in listening to the screen.
I will, mate. I'll be watching a bit of it. Don't worry
Out
about
of the
that.
SCG of the bush.
Yeah, the SCG of the South, are they calling it now? And yeah.
Do they actually call it the SCG of the South?
It looks great. It's an absolute
mate.
picture.
I was just more so talking
Hey,
about
how long
the,
just Lockhart
beat.
just got over the
Lockhart
top?
got
Yeah,
home, so
last
did-
4 goals of the game. So
There you go.
fourth
There you
spot
go.
survives an elimination final.
And North Albury bowing out at the hands of the Wangara Magpies. That's a big loss.
Gussie, what was the closest North Albury got in that
9 points.
in the last quarter with
Yep.
maybe 3 or 4 minutes left?
Yeah, and then Wangara had a kick 2 on the trot.
Yeah,
so.
okay. They'd
There
be
we go.
disappointed.
Big shout out to, of course, our live stream providers who have supported today's broadcast. Dunn's Twin City Cranes, of course, the naming rights partner of the league. DTD Engineering, Finer Embroidery, Berta Ag Attachments, and Jackson's Earth Moving. To Wangaratta Computers, Jackson and Luke pushing the buttons back in the studio. They are absolutely superb at what they do. And Logan Cartwright behind the lens today has done a cracking job. For Border Cleaning Services, gents, that's all we've got time for. We'll see you next week. David Wink, enjoy your week. Robbie McKinlay, Scooter Fraser. Are you going to go home during the week or do you just stay out?
Yeah, I've got to see Linda and the girls for a few days. And then I'll be
Reintroduce
back out here
yourself.
towards the end of the week.
Back here Thursday for a couple of refreshments. Thurgoona, unfortunately, suffering a 38-point loss to Chiltern. They'll take on Barnawatha next week in the preliminary final. For NZ Albury and Waitsmith Plumbing, this has been the TDFL Finals, where you won't miss a thing.